What's up? Hello, hello. Okay, so today we're going to be giving everybody an equal opportunity here to kind of talk about what they think of anything Genshin related, because I see a lot of mixed opinions here and there. Jason, welcome everybody. Y'all are the early birds. So I find that it's extremely unfair, right? That I have a platform where I can share anything that I want and get people's input and feedback, be it good or otherwise. But the people who like have a burning passion to share something, to say something about Genshin, the game, or whatever its contents, they kind of get washed out in the comment section. Hana, come, Hana. They kind of get washed out in the comment section, and it's really difficult for me to go through every single one of people's opinions and respond to them all. And I know for the most part people have been respectful, right? People have been respectful, but not everybody who's respectful gets their voice heard. So today I'm giving you guys all a platform. I will be here live, and I'm okay to debate, to argue, or to be converted onto your side, present hard irrefutable facts, right? It's not like I think, I feel. It's always more so like, okay, this is the current game state, this is what the stats show, therefore I feel like this should be true. They should type louder. Like, I think I noticed it the most whenever I'm talking about a character's current state in the game, right? And I'm sure you guys see this elsewhere. You guys see this elsewhere as well. It's because no matter what you say, it's impossible to give critical not judgment or input towards a character without people coming in and trying their best to refute it, in saying something like, well, that's not true because my Aloy, I've used it to clear Abyss 12 with this build, with this team. So, Aloy is not really that bad. Like, she's not as bad as people make her seem to be. For example, that's like a reasonable take, right? Because there's a bit of truth in there, but at the same time, what they're advocating for is something so outside the realm of normacy for general players that, yes, as a player themselves, they can enjoy that form of, content or challenge for that matter. But when you're giving general advice to other people on the internet, where they want to be like, okay, so how should I go about doing this? Telling them to build Aloy and then trying to clear Spiral Abyss, just because it's possible doesn't mean it's feasible or reasonable to do so in that manner. All right. But what they're correct in saying in that statement is, yes, Aloy is underrated. Hey, I'm just I'm just saying. I'm just saying. When people say Aloy is underrated, they're not wrong. Okay, they're not wrong. We dog on Aloy a little more than we should, but she's not a good character overall. Okay. One Winged Angel Sephiroth says there should be a pity system for artifacts. I still don't have a good Kokomi almost a year later. Okay, so with regards to that, I'll take that as our first engagement. Okay, so One Winged Angel Sephiroth says there should be a pity system for artifacts. I still don't have a good Kokomi almost a year later. So we have to look at that from two different approaches. One from the players and gameplay general approach. Like, is it enjoyable, right? Is it enjoyable for the players to play in this way or that way? And you are absolutely right, Winged Angel Sephiroth. There should be a pity system if we're only considering from the player's perspective, right? Just thinking, well, what's the most fun that we can have while also not kind of kill the game in a few weeks? A well-placed pity system can give the players a sense of hope at the end of this long, treacherous, dark tunnel known as RNG, right? So On that front, you are correct. However, when you look at HoYoverse and their business practice and what they're trying to achieve, HoYoverse is trying to draw out the game of Genshin Impact, diversify its content as to attract the largest possible audience they humanly can. Don't care if you are like straight, bi, whatever that you choose to be, or if you are like disabled, or if you are are on the spectrum. By any regards, they don't care of your skin color, your racial background. They are sourcing everything from every single culture. If you guys haven't noticed, they're just going hard on diversification. It's just, at this point, that's all they care about, is to reach the largest demographic of players while keeping as many as they humanly can as they scoop them along the way, right? So going off of that train of thought, all right, stick with me here. HoYoverse wants to keep you in the game as long as they can. And by giving you a pity system that only accelerates your journey towards like endgame. I know HoYoverse fully understands that there is a portion of their player base where we're only here for combat and just general combat and using these limited characters. And once we kind of get enough of that, we're gone. No amount of card games, teapot, playtime, 3-hour side quests is gonna keep us around. Okay, so that's where the conflict is at. HoYoverse fully knows that it's in the player's best interest, or at least this group of players' best interest. There's some people who don't even farm artifacts, believe it or not, right? So they are not incentivized. Think about it like this: we can, unless somehow the player base can align incentives with HoYoverse, there's going to be very slim chances of us getting an artifact pity system. However, what I can foresee in the future is through some mechanic, they can introduce maybe a artifact stat reroll, right? In a way, it's kind of like pity, but they're going to have another currency for you to farm up for all that stuff. So I don't see that happening, at least for another 2 years. Maybe by the time we get to Natlan Fontaine, we'll get something along those lines. Just because there will be so many artifacts, they don't want to increase the resin cap, and they're going to give us another way to farm better artifacts quicker, right? So another great one that I saw people have been talking about. Oh, by the way, One Winged Angel, Seth Ross, good take. That's a good take. However, unfortunately, it doesn't align with HoYoverse's best interest, which basically means it's not going to happen. Cavian44 says you can clear Abyss 12-3 with level 50 Amber if you have X, Y, and Z. So technically, it's possible. It's so annoying. Yeah, we can you guys as players usually don't get exposed to this as much, but us content creators, we can say anything about the game. Like, we can criticize especially when it comes to certain character playstyles and niches, such as, for example, like the whole it's a Subway sandwich. Oh, not sponsored, by the way. It's just a sandwich. Thank you, Baluka-chan. So in that regards, let's say, what was it? There was that weapon that came out, and Amtash, like, this is a great example. Amtash said, like, the weapon was not good or something. It was a catalyst, right? It was a new catalyst weapon. I think it was a 4-star or something. And then everyone in the comments just found that one niche use for that catalyst. Like, that one use, like, that one niche use. Oh, no. It was because he said Lisa, like, he didn't include Lisa, and then they're like, oh, no, Lisa's can use this, like, super well. It's these kind of situations that really... Sorry, I heard some weird. That really demonstrates how different it is when you're giving general advice where you have, let's say, tens of thousands, but for me, people usually, like, 10,000 people watch my videos, so tens of thousands of people waiting on general advice. And then there's people like Mtash, who has almost 100,000 people concurrently watching his videos looking for general advice. we owe it to not only ourselves but to you guys that when we give out just general advice, that the kind of like Hoyoverse, we want the most amount of people to benefit from this advice, right? So what ends up happening is we generalize because let's be honest, we can't sit here and give every single scrutinized, detailed usage for every single thing. It's just not feasible, not possible. But we can give very general advice that can help out a general population of people and steer them generally in the right direction. I think for the most part, content creators, that's what they do. There's a few select content creators who dive into the deep nitty gritty stuff, and that's why they're super popular as well. Zajev, I think Ziox, Braxophone. I Went to Lose kind of is more on the casual hardcore side. Like he's not hardcore, he's more casual hardcore. But he's still offering good insight with like data and stuff to support what he's showing, right? But then there's people, and of course there's people like 1010, they're all in that sphere. But then there's also more casual players like MTash, like myself, to a certain degree, Asian Guy, Tectone. Like we're in the sphere, we play the game and we have a decent knowledge of the game. We're not like super advanced, but it's decent. Like I can clear Abyss 12, 36 stars. I've already done it. Because people keep saying like, oh, Walrus can't even clear Abyss 12, like 36 stars. I did. Right? Like this is what I'm saying. It's so damn easy for me. And my characters aren't even like cracked to the teeth. Look, level 70 Xingqiu, level 80 Yelan, and then level 90. And then there's people who have like full level 90 rosters, same teams, and then they still struggle. Abyss is such a joke. It's such a joke. And it's not like I've Hu Tao at C1 with her weapon at R1. Like there's a lot of free to plays. I have seen free to plays with way better Hu Taos than mine, like 45 to 31.5. Like look at that. Right? Like Abyss is an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. Like Favonius Lands. And like my artifacts aren't even that insane. It's pretty good. But at this point, people who've been playing the game this long, they're good, right? So it doesn't take a genius to help people beat the Abyss. It really doesn't. It's just general advice. You can do it very easily. But then people on the internet wants like the most efficient or like the most hardcore way to do it. When they don't understand this, most people are not like that. They are in a very small niche, but they want to like shout that out to the world and show everyone that, which I don't think is practical. So there's another sorry guys, I'm gonna have to speed this up because there's a lot of people with a lot of takes and I want to try to hit everybody here. Lance the Imaginary says, Soul of an Artist said that the anniversary is still trash, and I didn't notice the anime series announcement. What do you think, Walrus? Okay, Lancer, that's another great one. When we talk about the anniversary, this is bound to get people riled up. We kind of touched on this topic last stream, but we'll go over it very quickly, okay? What I think is, I am okay with the rewards, but I am not happy, if that makes sense. And I polled this with my community last stream, and the consensus was the same. I was like 70% of the people or 75% of the people were okay with it. 25% were not okay. But then when I asked, are you happy though? Like you're okay with it, but are you happy with it? That number dropped down to 50-50. So 50% of the people were happy, 50% were not. And I can imagine in the community is going to be something along those lines as well. Maybe skewed a little more towards the unhappy side, I can imagine. Because my community, I would like to say it's generally more positive. Generally, you guys are more positive and open-minded. So I think it's likely going to be like a 6, like if we're trying to say the general community, maybe 40-60. But it's not going to be like crazy. People are not that happy with it, but they're okay and they can live with it. Is it disappointing? Well, that depends on the person. For me, not so much anymore. I pretty much made an entire video talking about the likelihood of the 3 possible scenarios. One being amazing, one being pretty much what we got, and one being the dark timeline, which is, worse than what we currently have. So it kind of hit right in the middle. It's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty much what we expect, right? The same thing as last year, like after the review bombing. So yeah, that's what I think. At this point, if you're still disappointed with Genshin Awards, you're just not being truthful to yourself. That's all I have to say. Like, you're not being truthful, and we can say you're an optimistic person. You're an optimistic person if you got disappointed by the rewards this year. Not a bad thing. Just saying you're overly positive when it comes to situations. The HV case is you can clear Abyss with pretty much anyone, maybe even 33 star. But to 36 star Abyss, you need to play meta teams or have R5 weapons with crack artifacts or something. Well, the thing is, to 36 star the Abyss, all you have to do is, like, I've been giving these tips out to people like since the beginning of time. To 36 star the Abyss without fail every single time, like every iteration of the Abyss, you need a couple core units. A few units that basically, like, if your goal is to always get those primo gems from the Abyss, easy, like within an hour of the Abyss reset, you can get 36 stars every time without fail. Like a foolproof method is building a couple core units with supports around them. That's it. That's literally it, right? I've been saying since the beginning, there are a couple units with amazing vertical scaling and progression, and that if you invest into these units, you're going to get back much more than what you put in respects to other characters, right? So one of them is Raiden Shogun. This character, like, she starts off okay, like C0 Raiden, don't get me wrong, she's okay. She's by no means utterly disgustingly broken. Like she's okay. But her spike is so early that it doesn't even make sense. Like, honest to God, her C2 should be her C6. It should be. But it isn't. This is one of those characters that spikes way too hard at lower constellations. And I don't understand. Like, if you really want to be like serious to clear content and to at least like to make sure you have a solid character at all times, this one is going to be it. This is one of them, okay? I mean, if you're a casual player, it's like you don't care. Like, honestly, like, you can build, like, you'll be playing like Goro, Amber, Dory, Xinyan teams, and you'll be happy, right? Like, that's fine. But I'm here trying to tell you guys, like, hey, I found this method, and I'd never look at guides, people. I don't even look at guides, but even I figured this out. There's a couple teams and characters at the center of those teams that are just insanely powerful. And if you care about the Abyss, build these characters. It's that simple. It's that simple, right? A good freeze team, Raiden Hyper Carry, and then a Hu Tao team. Pretty much these three teams, because if you build a good freeze team, and you Raiden Hyper Carry team, and then a Hu Tao team, you pretty much have all the centerpieces. These teams' characters can mix and match into different roles. You know that, right? Like, so, and Kujo Sara could be replaced at times as well. It depends on the situation. But if you have, like, this is not the freeze team you should be building. There are better, like, more free-to-play friendly freeze teams. I'm just saying, like, a freeze team is necessary because there are just sometimes freeze is just too damn good, okay? But I digress. I truly think that 36 starring the Abyss is very easy if people just want to put in a little more effort. But most people don't. Most people want to just hang around, which is fine as well. I don't have anything wrong with that. Bloom says people expect better anniversary rewards because that's what other gachas have done, but Hoyo don't want to be thought of as a gacha, and people shouldn't expect them to always follow gacha norms. Like, with the new edition of the TCG, which is the trading card game for Genshin Impact, it's very obvious, right? Like, people, you guys can see, Hoyoverse just wants to diversify. Like, they want to be seen as this company who continuously pushes the boundaries. They don't want to fall back But it's also funny because they only do it when it's convenient for them. Like, oh, like we're this forward-thinking company that we will never use traditional tactics in our games because that just makes us look cheap and the quality. But then when traditional tactics and mind games and monetization models suit them, they have no problems doing it. It's the same thing as when they said, "Oh, we don't want to do collabs with other games and titles because that's gonna ruin the immersion of Genshin Impact." But then they'll, like I said, they'll have like Colonel Sanders or like Pizza Hut, and D-Look is serving you pizza. We got Noel like wiping tables and taking away plates, and then we have Colonel Sanders wrestling with Ito. It's just like, what happened to immersion then? Doesn't that break immersion? And then what happened to no collabs? And then they bring in Horizon Dawn Zero or whatever, like Aloy. But they only do it when it suits them. So like, I'm not giving them slack for it, but I'm just saying, like, in a lot of areas, yes, they are more forward thinking and they are experimental with their contents and whatnot. But hey, like, I wouldn't trust. Let's just put it like this: I wouldn't trust Hoyoverse to keep a promise. Wouldn't trust them, and maybe that's why they refuse to communicate with us, because they know that with time, we're just gonna see they are untrustworthy. Okay, I am really behind. I am really behind the Beluga delivery. Yes, Beluga delivery. Good job, Beluga-chan. Anyways, let's open our sub here. Let's see what we got. Okay, chat. Guess what sandwich I got? Yes. Let's see. Tuna, chicken, veggie, turkey, all wrong. You guys didn't even guess the protein right. No, it's not chicken, it's not tuna, it's not turkey, it's not meatball, it's not ham, it's not egg. Come on, guys. How does... Wait, am I... Beef. Okay, yes, it's beef. It's beef. Yes. Am I weird? Like, am I the only one who gets this sub? Pork roulette? No. Pepperoni? No. It's not veg. It's steak. It's steak. Yes, it's steak. It is... What is this? What's the bread? Let's see. The bread is... Is this Italian herb and cheese? It's a steak and cheese sub. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. People want me to watch Soul of the Artist's video. I got you guys. Let's watch it together while I'm eating. Because he made a video talking about the anniversary rewards, right? It's 10 minutes long. So let's watch it and we can talk about the anniversary reward, because it seems like that's still a hotly discussed topic. And I know Soul doesn't like it when I talk before the end of his video, so I'm gonna go get a drink and I'll be back, and then we're gonna watch this and I won't interrupt him. I'll watch the whole video, then I'll react. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see it, okay? Let's see what Soul had to say, because you know, we might have a spicy debate on our hands. Let's go. Okay, so he said, while the takes in this video are my own, they will be overblown for the sake of entertainment. Please do not harass people mentioned in this video. That blank isn't cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, and YouTube does not pay me. I spent my life making this video. The least you could do is press like to show your support. Thanks, it means the world. Okay.
Good evening, gamers.
Let's see.
For those of you who didn't read the intro, yes, I know the background footage is not Genshin related because quite honestly, I've had 3 videos recorded for the past week that I haven't uploaded simply because I haven't been playing Genshin, so I do apologize for that, but hey, today is a big day because 2 things. 1, it's my anniversary of starting YouTube content creation. My first video was made around 11 months ago, and here in about 2 weeks it'll be a full year ago, so hey. For those of you that are incredibly disappointed in my, you know, place in the Genshin Impact community, cool. It's my first year anniversary, and I probably won't be around for the second. Second thing, I want to talk about the anniversary rewards, because unlike last year, where there was a major outcry, I don't see many people talking about this, and I really want to talk about it. So first things first, if you didn't know what happened last year with the anniversary, I'm going to give you the quick rundown. Essentially, miHoYo tried to get away with giving everybody ass nothing, and unfortunately it didn't go the way they came. Now, I see a lot of people out there saying that the Moon Chase Festival was part of the anniversary, and their logic and reasoning behind that, Val, hate to call you out here, but you were one of the people spreading this dog shit, was, you really mean to tell me that there's a festival we'll get every single year that's part of the anniversary? And oh man, look what happened. Anniversary rolled around and that festival didn't come out. You want to know why? Because last year, as I specifically said, the Moon Chase Festival is a fucking real thing, and it's called the Mooncake Festival, and coincidentally, guess what's happening right now in real life? Oh, it's the Moon Chase Festival, and the reason why we didn't get it this update is because we had Sumeru, and they didn't have time to implement it. So yes, it's not part of the anniversary, so I want to go ahead and nip that.
I just celebrated the Moon Chase Festival last week with my family.
The actual anniversary rewards last year was 10 wishes, a bunch of gems and fucking books and whatever, which is useless, because honestly, how many people actually get EXP books, Mora, and gems from a fucking login or an event, and they're like, oh my god, thank god I got these, I wouldn't have enough to level up my weapon. Very few people do, especially in-game players. And then we got a book which documented your login, and it gave you, I think, 40 primo gems when you did it, so woo, fuck yeah, baby. 1/4 of a wish. And there was outcry from everybody, including me, because quite honestly, that was fucking dog shit, and there was no reason why the anniversary reward should have been anywhere near as bad as they were. But hey, that did not stop miHoYo, because eventually, after enough lampooning from everybody, including Forbes, which, by the way, if you don't know who Forbes are, they're a multi-fucking-billion-dollar news article made by multi-billionaire scummy douchebags, and even they were like, yeah, this is fucked. So, ridiculous stuff, by the way. Eventually they got called out, and they finally gave in, and they made a apology. And the apology was a 400 primo gems given every day over the course of 4 days as a recourse. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that this recourse was initially supposed to be a paid package, and the only reason why they gave it out for free is because they realized, oh shit, you know, if there's major backlash, so they took an already pre-existing bundle, chopped it up into bits, and then sent it out over 4 days as a apology because they didn't expect the backlash. And I remember when this happened, I specifically said, hey boys, we probably shouldn't be getting so happy over fucking scraps they're handing us, because what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna see it as a bar. Because I specifically fucking said, 2 years ago, or almost a year ago now, I specifically said, hey guys, what they're trying to do is they're trying to see how little they can get away with giving us without the community getting upset. And that is exactly what happened. They realized that people were happy with 20 wishes and a fucking cosmetic they'll never use, and we're like, okay, from now on, This is gonna be the standard. I fucking said that, nobody believed me, and oh look, here we are a year later, and the anniversary awards are the exact
Like, Soul and I were the only two, I think, who said
literally
that.
the exact same. So they knew, actually they're argumentatively worse, because now instead of getting a glider, you get a pet. And I heard some guy earlier told me, oh, but you get variety. Who fucking cares? I had variety. I have 3 colors of Sealies, I have a puppet, I have Rodania. I don't need a 3rd pet. So, argumentatively, they're worse, and that's our anniversary award. Now, it's not in my place to bitch about anniversary awards, except I am, because MiHoYo gives everybody jack shit. I will now read off a list of the past anniversary awards given to other game. Puni Puni. Don't know what that is? It's a gacha game I play. Don't worry about it. It's only in Japanese. For their 2nd anniversary, they gave everybody 30 free pulls and a guaranteed S-rank character. They gave everybody an S-rank coin, and you got to pull it and get your own character. For the fucking Nier gacha, we were talking about just a couple days ago in the Discord server. By the way, join. Put a couple inches on your penis in the description. Some guy got 200 fucking free wishes for their anniversary, and now you'd be like, oh, how much is that worth? That is worth he got 10 4-stars, and if you don't know how much a 4-star is worth in the Nier, that's basically our 5-stars, because it's 1 through 4. So they got 10 4-stars with just the fucking 200 free wishes they gave us. Honkai Impact, which is made by the same company MiHoYo is made by. They received a 2nd anniversary emblem, which essentially gives them more damage and HP. Not by much, but it gives them a little bit. They received 20% off all of the rare outfits in the game. They received the same 30 pull, so they got 10 more than us, worth of Genesis crystals, which are way harder to get than Primo Gems, because in Honkai Impact, you don't get crystals very easily. And if you play the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go into all that. They received 999 free Asterite, which is a very expensive material used to exchange for rewards. They received all this shit, and then we go back to fucking MiHoYo, Genshin Impact Gaming, and we get the exact same thing 2 years in a row. Now, I know a lot of you can be like, oh, you're being greedy, you're being stingy. Yes, I am, and so is MiHoYo. I don't want to hear that bullshit because the company that made the game is too. Now, unlike most people that play Genshin, I play other gacha games. I know the norm for gacha games, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said last year.
What up, Soul is here? Where is he? He's not here. You're trolling me. Hey, Soul, I only paused your video this time because they said Soul is here. I'm respecting his wishes by finishing the video first before I say anything, because he hates it when I say something, and then later in the video he covers it. All right, so I'm just gonna finish watching it, so you guys can finish watching it, and then we'll all like talk about it.
A gacha game is only dictated by the player base. Their success is entirely dependent upon the people that play the game. It doesn't matter how fucking good your game is. The fact that Genshin came out as a free-to-play game means that it is entirely determined upon the success of the generosity of its players. So if there's no players, there's no game. In layman terms for people out there who don't understand business speak. No players, no game. That's simple, okay? So, typically, gacha games respect their players. They give them what they ask for. A fucking skip button. They give us, oh, I don't know, toggleable constellations. Things we've been asking for 2 fucking years now that haven't been implemented. Anniversary rolls around. They show their gratitude for their players. They give us huge rewards, enticing new players to join. Now you can be like, oh, 20 wishes is good. They give you 20 free wishes if you fucking log in as a new player. So no, 20 wishes is nothing. 20 wishes is fucking shit. 20 wishes is 1/9 of a guaranteed 5-star. You don't eat that's fucking nothing. And most people, when they do their wishes, they're going to get fuck all. They're gonna get me on the next fucking banner that I plan on wishing on. I'm probably gonna get 10 Masterless Stardust, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna get, and some fucking 3 stars that I'll feed into a weapon later. I'm gonna get nothing. That's essentially what I got. I got nothing, because I'm an older player. And it fucking pisses me off, because I know what's gonna happen. I know anniversary is gonna roll around, people are gonna fucking see the rewards, they're gonna see it's the exact same as last year, and they're gonna be super happy about it. But in gacha games, typically, as games go on longer, it is a huge celebration because a lot of people play the game, and it stays alive. Most gacha games don't last more than a year before they fall apart, And so they reward players more and more as the year goes on, and we're getting the exact fucking same thing because MiHoYo realizes what the bare minimum they can get away with giving us, so that's what they're gonna fucking do. And I don't want to see any bullshit out there about people being like, oh, well, they can't afford to give us more rewards, because if they give us more rewards, then the business will go bankrupt. Or the people out there that are like, you're just stingy. No, motherfucker, suck my dick and balls. That's not how this works. This is a gacha game. You know how people get mad about NFTs because it's artificial scarcity? That's pretty much what in-game currency is. It's artificial, it's fake, it's lines of code. I can fucking, let me show you how easy it is to make Primogems. Watch this shit. Oh, I just made 5,000 Primogems in 7 seconds. It's fucking easy. One press of a button. And you can't be like, oh, they'll go bankrupt. MiHoYo is a multi-billion-dollar company. Billion, with a B. Anybody that says they're not has not done their research. The first year that fucking MiHoYo was out, they made $2 billion. That was the first year. They made more money after the first year when Raiden Shogun made banner sales. Who else? Hu Tao's rerun, Zhao's rerun. What is the other one? Ganyu and Zhongli's run. They've made more money since. They have made way more money since then. They have a lot more to spend, and they're giving us fucking nothing. And it pisses me off because I know what's going to happen is it's going to roll around, everybody's going to see the rewards, they're going to fucking lick the cock of MiHoYo, and then they're going to be grateful and then go back and lay down like the good dog they are. And that's going to be in the discussion. So, I fucking told you so. I knew it was going to happen. You know, because again, I'm never wrong. So... yeah, I knew this was coming. I fucking told you so. That's literally what this video is. It's just me saying I fucking told you so. Take it as you will. I'm gonna go take a nap. I have like 7 videos I'm gonna upload later. Join the Discord, blah blah blah, like and subscribe. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Let's first like the video. I'll be right back, okay? Gather your thoughts, chat. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, so there's a couple things we need to talk about, okay? For the majority of what he said, I agree. Let's go back to Genshin, all right? So for people who just came in, oh, Final Flame, what's up, dude? Let's see if we can get Soul on Discord. One moment, chat. One moment, because this is a debate. Let's see if we can get Soul on Discord. Let's see what he says. So I'm just gonna start talking about it, and if he's free to hop on call, we might get Soul here to chat with. But for the most part, he's right in saying that yes, HoYoverse definitely could have given us more, and the community has started to accept being treated with the bare minimum, and that's all true. But when it comes to digital assets, okay, because HoYoverse isn't losing money by giving us more. So for example, if HoYoverse suddenly decided to give every single person in the game 100,000 Primogems right now, they lose nothing. It's not like they have to take money out of their pockets to give to you. No, they can generate that. What they're losing are potential revenue. You guys see the difference, right? And I'm sure HoYoverse has a spreadsheet, has a team of analysts in a frickin' boardroom talking about potential earnings, predictions, right? And by giving like everything they give away to us, like from events to maintenance to like anniversary, all these like to any bit of resources that's given out to us is calculated and heavily scrutinized to assure that HoYoverse does not, and I repeat, HoYoverse does not lose potential revenue. They want to maximize their revenues in the sense that they want to give as little as humanly possible while still keeping the player base somewhat content. Like, this is great because we need to go back to what we were talking about is, as long as we are okay with it, we don't have to be happy. Again, I say this. You don't have to be happy to keep playing the game. You just need to be okay with it, right? And Soul is absolutely right. Last year, they tried, like, their analysts were probably like saying, oh, give them 10 polls and a thank you letter. They'll be fine. Like, they'll be okay. Like, yeah, we're gonna, like, some people are gonna be upset, but for the most part, they're gonna be okay. And then we can move on, right? What amount of negativity we can just brush under the rug and we can move on. Hey, that didn't work last year, right? So the community went ape shit. We lost it. So what? And then they realized, okay, that was too much. We can't do that. And then they as like what was that? What's that phrase again? The casualty? No. Like when they try to cover up. Like as a cover up or like as a what is that? Oh no, the phrase, the consolation? No. Damage control. Yes, it was something like damage. As damage control, they gave us a bunch of stuff and saw like, okay, so that was enough to get the player base to calm down. Consolation. No, yeah, I'll just go with damage control. But like Soul and I basically both did say that, well, HoYoVerse is trying to find our bottom line. If you guys see it as like of an exchange, right? What are we giving HoYoVerse? We're giving our time, we're giving our loyalty, we're giving them money in some cases, and in return, they're giving us, you know, a product, new characters, great music, story, and whatnot, right? That's the exchange here. But just like all exchanges, we're both trying to find the bottom line for the other party. What is the minimum that we can do to still benefit from all that HoYoVerse does for us, right? There are certain people who play the game, they log on, do whatever the hell they do, like 10, 15 minutes, and they're done. They just do the bare minimum to keep themselves in the game, to keep themselves relevant, just collect all the goodies and rewards to pull for the characters. Beyond that, they don't pay for welcome, they don't pay for BP, they don't do anything. They don't pay for primo gems, nothing, right? These players are benefiting from HoYoVerse's product. That's like the bottom line. And then HoYoVerse is over here trying to figure out, okay, so what's the least amount of resources we can give our player base while not having them turn on us? And last year they found that. And it's not a surprise that they will continue to use that bottom line. And here's another thing, okay? We need to talk about when Soul said, well, other gacha games have given us so much. He gave like some examples, and I've talked about this as well. It also depends on how many premium characters are currently available in the game. For example, if a game has 20 5-stars and then they give you a free 5-star, that's 1/20th of the full roster of characters that they just gave you, right? Or let's say 10, right? Let's say a game has 10, it's easier, 10%, and they give you one free 5-star. That means you can guarantee 10% of the total products. Versus a game that has 100 5-stars, and then they give you one 5-star. You have to look at it from the scale of the game. So right now, Genshin Impact, let's just take a look. How many limited 5-stars we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not you. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Am I correct in saying 19? Was that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not you. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What? 20? Really? 20? Am I not counting these ones? Okay, not counting the standard banners. Okay, I think I may have screwed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not you. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20! Okay, 20. Yeah, 20. So we have 20 limited characters, and HoYoverse gives us 20 polls. Right? 20 polls. 20 polls. And it takes 180. But let's be honest, nobody ever reaches 180. I'm gonna go with 160, okay? Come on, guys, let's be real here. I doubt anybody in chat has actually went to 180 polls. Okay? No way. I don't believe it. Mathematically, that is just absurd. Because to reach 90 polls is already mathematically improbable. To do it back-to-back twice, no way. Like, you probably reached, like, 170, maybe. But if you sit here and tell me you reached 180, that is complete bull. I don't believe it. That's like winning the lottery. Okay, so we're saying we're going with 160. That's like you go to 80, right? You go to 80. Maybe 162. 160. It's a complete number. So let's just say on the average of 160, and you are just that unlucky. You are that unlucky. And you need so times 20 times. Do that 20 times. That's 3,200 polls. So times 160 primo gems, right? Per poll. Because you need 3,200 polls to get all the limited characters. That's not gems. Polls. You need 3,200 polls. That's 512,000 primo gems. I'm sorry for the squeaky sound. My Doge is I mean my cat is going crazy. So you need 512,000 primo gems. So divide that by how many did HoYoverse give us this time? 3,200, right? Essentially. Huh. The number comes to 160. I think I did this wrong. Oh, no, I did do it right. So basically, it's 3,200. Oh, it's 3,200 divided by 512,000. There we go. So we just got 0.0063% of the amount that we need. 0.6. So it's 0.00625. So basically, it's 0.625% of the gems needed to complete the game. It kind of lines up with their summoning rates, doesn't it? What's their summoning rates? What is the rates in Genshin Impact? 0.6%. Which for us, it's also zero. We have 0.63% of the gems needed for the anniversary. It almost feels like there's some sort of like macro micro scale of like give and take going on over here. It's crazy because now now for reference, let's say a game had like 10 times as much as Genshin's characters, because I played maybe not 10 times, like 100 characters, right? Let's do the math. So 100 characters. How am I going to do the math if I don't know the specific numbers? Does anybody here knows the rates of another gacha game? It's best to source from you guys. Does anybody here know, like, off the top of their head, what is going on? At the top of their head, specific numbers for another gacha game. I'm talking like hard pity, cost per summon, and then like the anniversary rewards they give. So this way we can just compare two gacha games and see exactly percentage-wise how far off, like, and how many characters they have, because we need to figure out what's the total characters that the game has versus how much they're giving and how much it takes to like get all the characters, then you can kind of figure out a percentage of realistically what they just gave you, like percentage wise, to completing your Pokedex. You know. Honkai is a good example. Does anybody know the specifics for Honkai? Is Honkai Star Rail a gacha? Yes, all of HoYoverse's games are gacha, pretty much. Like all the ones that we know of, the popular ones. AMB, bro, I think you should count it this way. So since it is a 50-50, the average is that you win it one time each 2 tries. No, but the thing is, if we just take the worst possible scenario, like for both games, it equalizes it. Because there's always going to be unlucky people and lucky people. So I'm trying to give you guys the worst case scenario. So nobody can essentially, mathematically speaking, be worse than this. Like, let alone losing... you get to 80 twice for every single character. That's impossible. Mathematically, it's so improbable. But there's probably somebody sitting in chat who's gonna say like, I've never won a 50-50 and I've never gotten a 5-star under 80 pulls. It's like, does anybody have the stats? If somebody have the stats, FGO is around 0.8%, but I think the pity is at 330 rules. What the what? Okay, does anybody know? Anyone in chat can give me the stats for what FGO gave for their 2nd anniversary? How many characters, like total limited characters, were available at that time? Or currently, like even right now, FGO, how many characters is available in the game, and what did they give for this year's anniversary, including their summoning rates and their hard pity, meaning like the most unlucky you can get, or like an estimate of that. 0.8%. Pity is at 330 rolls. How much does it cost per roll? How much does it cost per roll in FGO? If somebody can give me those stats, we can. FGO is infamous for its gacha hell. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, right? Like when people say, I'm not here. Okay, listen. Before we continue, I'm not here trying to defend HoYoverse. I'm actually just out of and I'm sure you guys are curious too. Percentage-wise, how much is Genshin really giving us? Because for a game that only has 20 characters, like we only have 20 limited characters, people. Like compare that to other gacha games, that is not a large amount of units. It really isn't. 20 limited characters? And that's after 2 years. That's after 2 years of the game has been out. Right? Detective Browsers, just look at Tower of Fantasy, 0.75%. They gave free SSR selector and they are 1 year in. Okay. So what did they give? What did they give for Tower Fantasy? That's a good one. For the CN anniversary. Cause I don't even know how many characters Tower of Fantasy had when the first anniversary. They're kind of like similar to Genshin. Probably like what, 10, 12 characters, like limited characters. Deadman says, "Yo, Walrus, what's up, bro? We're trying to figure out like how bad is the Genshin anniversary, mathematically speaking, in proportion to other characters, not like raw amount, because it's not fair to evaluate in saying like, well, that game gave like 300 pulls when it takes like 500 pulls to guarantee a 5-star, you know, and they have like 200 plus 5 stars in the game, whereas Genshin has 25 stars and they gave us 20 pulls, right? Like we have to scale it to the game, and it's like it's unfair to ask Genshin to give the equivalent reward of a game that that hands out like 10 pulls on a daily basis, and then for the anniversary they gave you like 500 pulls. And then you're like, well, that game gave 500 pulls. How come Genshin? Like, because it's not fair, right? Because it's not working off the same scale. So we're trying to scale it in proportions to other games so we can figure out, like, mathematically, is it really that bad? Like, you know, or is it just because Genshin has such a limited number of characters, so they have to only give you a certain percentage of the rewards. I'm not saying they're generous, but maybe they're just working this out from a mathematical standpoint. I'm just saying, like, I'm curious. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, let's take a look at Tower Fantasy. Because Tower Fantasy, let's just say they gave 80 pulls, okay? 80 pulls. 80 pulls, it costs 150 per pull, I believe. To guarantee a character is 120 pull in Tower Fantasy, okay? It's 120 to guarantee a character. And they gave you 80. And at the time, I think there were 10 or 12 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Was there 10 characters? I'm just gonna say there were 12 characters after a year. Because they were... Does anybody in chat knows how many characters were available in Tower Fantasy when they did their 1-year anniversary? Yeah, we're talking about the CN server. So when the 1-year anniversary rolled, including event characters. Tower Fantasy isn't a good measure to compare it to, in my opinion, since it uses Genshin as a frame of reference, not the other. But that's okay, because we just want to see like some of Genshin's close competitors and what they're giving. And I'm sure other companies are going to be more generous because they don't have the backing Genshin does, right? When you have the back, it's kind of the same, like somebody with 1 million subscribers can play a little more risky. They can do a little more variety. They can, you know, at times not be the bestest of person and still get away with some nasty stuff. It's the same for like Tower Fantasy isn't as big as Genshin, so they can not afford to take risks like Genshin and piss off their community. For example, Genshin can test the limits, right? Genshin can have the 1st-year anniversary completely flop and still increase in popularity. For a game like Tower Fantasy to pull that shit, that's straight to the dumpster, baby. That's just a quick press down with your thumb on your phone and press that X button and confirm. Uninstall. Gone. It's very difficult for most companies to run that risk. Genshin can. And they have. And they will continue doing it. Yeah, TOF does not have that luxury. That's why even without calculating, I know for a fact that they are going to be more generous. I'm just gonna assume they had 12 characters, okay? I'm assuming they had 12 characters. So 12 characters times so it's 120 pull to guarantee 1 character, okay? So it's 120 times 150, because that's how much. That's 18,000 premium currency, right? To guarantee 1 character, and they had 12. I'm just gonna say 12. That's 216,000. That's like less than half of what Genshin was, right? And they gave 80 summons, which is 150 times 80. 150 times 80 is 12,000. So 12,000 divided by 216,000. Percentage-wise, they gave 5.56%. of the total amount of gems needed to like complete your entire freaking account. Genshin gave you 0.63 versus 5.6. Do with this, like, basically Genshin gave 0.63, Tower Fantasy gave you 5.5% of the total premium currency you would need to get every single character in the game. One copy of every single character. Not to C6 everything. Just to assure you have one of each. Considering you have the worst luck possible going to hard pity every single time. Like for Genshin, you lose your 50-50 every single time. For Tower Fantasy, you have to reach 120 to get your token to exchange a character. That's the difference. So 5.6 divided by 0.63. So Tower Fantasy essentially to scale is giving you 8.9 times, just 9 times more than Genshin is. 9 times more. Their Tower Fantasy gave away in their first year anniversary 9 times more freebies in comparison. So it's like, I can see it's like, it's a huge difference. MV Bro says, I don't think that is fair because last Genshin anniversary gave the same rewards with less characters. So AMV Bro, by that definition, Genshin has gotten more stingy, right? And they have. Like, if we're using this metric of measurement by comparing what they're giving us versus the total amount of resources needed to actually get all the characters, if, like, I'm assuming that's, you know, a very generalistic freight like goal that people can aim for, like, oh, I want all the characters in the game. Genshin gave you 0.63% of the resources needed to get one copy of every single character, not including the standard banner. And Tower Fantasy gave you 5.6% of the total needed. Like, you don't need all the characters, but we need to use this as a reference, right? We need to use this as a reference. Tower Fantasy, in fact, has more skins, whereas Genshin has very little you can use Primo Gems on, outside of summoning for characters. And skins aren't even Primo Gems. Let's be honest here. In Genshin, skins are whatever the hell the other currency is called. What was that? What was that thing called? This thing. Genesis crystals, yes. Oh, Soul is here. Oh. Okay, so let's, sorry. Let's hop on call. You okay to hop on call? Hello? And you sound... How come they can't hear you? Wait, hold up. This isn't right. Don't be saying some sussy stuff. Wait a minute. How come they can't hear you? Why? Discord. Did I? It's active. Why is it? Wait, hold up. How come they can't hear you? That is so weird. Try now? There you go. Now you're live.
It's midnight where I live, so you're gonna have to forgive if my voice sounds like shit.
I mean, it's fine. Because we just reacted to your video.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Hey, I didn't
why
force...
do you always pick the worst videos? Like, I literally, that is... Oh my fucking god. I made that video.
Chat was the one who spammed it, okay? Chat was like, Soul just talked about the anniversary. What do you think?
I haven't made a video in a month. I come back, I literally recorded that video in like 10 minutes.
left it on my file drive for like, not even kidding, like a week. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna upload this. And then I randomly was told by a dude, he was like, hey, anniversary just popped off, you should upload it. So out of a whim, I uploaded it.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna assume that you stand by at least of the points you were mentioning in the video, right? Like,
Oh yeah, every
okay, so
single
yeah,
word. And by the way, your chat is being so nice to me right now. Soul, screw that guy. Fuck you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're used to it. You're used to it.
Yes, I'm very used to it. Also, base dude with a leech fetish. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Don't worry about it, okay? Because we're going to talk about those points. We're going to talk about those points. And I'm going to kind of basically go like a step beyond. And so glad you tuned in here because we just worked out some math here, right? You play Tower Fantasy and so this is the metric we're using, right? We're trying to measure the generosity of Hoyoverse's second year anniversary rewards in comparison to some other anniversaries.
Oh, sweetheart, I can break down the metric of this easily.
Yeah, and so this is
roughly. I know you don't even need to tell me the numbers. It's roughly 80% worse than pretty much any other gacha game I've ever played. I play Puni, and I know you probably don't know what that is. It's a Japanese. It is literally a Japanese exclusive mobile game. I play it now to put in perspective how greedy this game is. Like, if you want to beat the events that come out every 2 weeks, you have to get the guaranteed characters. If you don't have the guaranteed characters, it's literally impossible. And even if you have them, some of them are impossible. And if you're a new player and you get stuck in one of the like non-grindable events, you are literally fucked because you cannot do good in the event unless you get the event characters, but you can't grind the event characters because you don't have the event characters to do good in the event to get the points you need to grind them, and you can't beat the final stage because you can't get the event characters so you can actually have the bonus, because if you don't have event characters, your characters are nerfed. And even this game, on its anniversary, will give all of its players 50,000 Y points, which is like 110 summons. So even this game, which is notorious for being ass, is better than Genshin.
Oh, no, okay. So just going off of that, right? Because this is what I was saying. I was measuring based off of the total amount of gems needed to get every single limited character in Genshin. And the total came out to be, and we're using like, you have to get to 160. So I'm just basically using the worst possible. And before you say, oh, but 180 is the worst. No fucking way. I till this day, I don't know a single person who has gotten to 90 twice back to back.
Why? Do you want to know why that is?
Why?
Because when you pull on a banner, when you're 15 summons away from the hard pity,
yeah,
like
there's a
the
soft pity. Yeah.
No, there's no soft pity. So the way it works is it's a 0.6 flat chance until your 74th pull. And then on the 75th pull, it adds 6% for every subsequent pull.
That's a soft pity. Soft pity.
Well, yeah, soft pity. But so basically, it will be on the 75th, it's 66 or 6.6, and then 76, it's 12.6, and then 18.6, and then 24.6,
right.
30.6, so on and so forth. And if you are just such an unlucky bastard that you don't get anything, then yes, on your 90th pull, you will get it.
Yeah, but like mathematically, it's so damn impossible to just even reach it once.
Speaking,
I have not.
If we're talking probabilities, you will pretty much always get it on like, I don't fucking know, probably the
80 something. Like it's very rare.
You're gonna get it pretty much on the, what is it, the fucking 79th. Because I think the way Genshin rolls its characters, I think it does it like how Puni does it, where like at first it rolls the rarity and then it rolls the second thing.
Right.
So like the way Puni rolls it like A rank, B rank, S rank, and it'll be like 70, 30, and then whatever the fuck is left for S. So I think Genshin does it the same way. Sure, it's like 3 stars is 70, 4 stars is like 20, whatever. And so I think the way it does it is because it's a 6% increase per level, it does it as like, it lowers the rate of everything else and increases the rate of 5 stars. And then once you hit that rate, it just randomly picks one and gives you that. And I think that's why it's so rare, because statistically it's improbable that you get past 82.
Yeah, so I use 160, meaning you get to 80 twice to guarantee one character. So the total amount of gems needed to just get one copy of every character as like the worst luck was 516,000. And Genshin gave us 3,200 for the anniversary. So by proportions, they gave us 0.
I will not accept this Genshin Impact slander. They gave me 3,240.
Sure.
That's a big difference. That's one 3600th of a pull.
Yeah, but it doesn't really change the outcome because they gave you pretty much 0.63% of the total gems needed to complete your Genshin decks.
Yeah, they did.
0.63% of the total gems. And for reference, Tower of Fantasy gave you 5.6% of the total gems needed for their 1-year anniversary in CN. They give you 5.6. So mathematically, that is 9 times the difference
I'll do you one better.
Of gems.
Tower Fantasy gave everybody a free 5-star on launch.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is like we're calculating the anniversary, right? Like the anniversary, they like for the 1-year anniversary for Tower Fantasy, they gave you enough. Like they gave you a free 5-star. So I'm just using that as the metric, right? And for Tower Fantasy, I used 120. So meaning like you had to pull until 120. So mathematically, they're just equally unlucky, both for Genshin and for Tower Fantasy. Tower Fantasy gave you 5.6, whereas Genshin gave you 0.6. 0.65, 0.63. And the reason this is important is because like while a game, let's say, has 500 characters, and then like pity for them is like 500 summons, and then for the anniversary they gave you 300 summons. We can't look at that game and say like, well, that game gave 300 summons to all its players for the anniversary, so why can't Genshin give like 300 summons? Because that game has 500 characters and it takes like 500 summons. I'm just making numbers up, but you know, like it takes 500 summons to get to Heart Pity, and they give you like 10 pulls every day, right? So it's like not really fair to just use the number of summons, but then by using this metric, we can still see just how little HoYoverse is giving out to its player base. And another thing you mentioned in the video, which no, it's not you. You said a lot of people, and this also grinds my gears. I mean, it's that when people say like, well, HoYoverse can't afford to, you know, give out more, like that's like the white knight defense. But
they're a small indie company.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but what they don't understand is like you said, this stuff could be generated. But you didn't touch on the fact that, well, by generating more, like, but every time they generate it, they do lose out on potential revenue. Although they don't have to take stuff.
I did. That's why I mentioned that like, oh, they lose out on money, but they're a multi-billion-dollar company, and when you get to that level, like I didn't directly say this, but I implied it. I did say they're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, you
but
did.
The implications of that is that they can afford to do shit like that. And it's better for them, especially MiHoYo, when they have such shit PR. Did you know they're blacklisted for voice acting companies because they're so ass to their employees?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Did you know the voice actor for Paimon, the reason why you don't see her on a lot of the what is it? You know, like Paimon and Traveler used to be like the characters, and they were on every single what is it called? I don't watch them, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The fucking
live streams?
Yeah, that's the word. It's 1 a.m. So there's the reason why she isn't on all those is because she was such a douchebag to people on Twitter that they blacklisted her for being on it. So then they got other voice actors to do it, and then they were douchebags to the voice actors. So now a lot of like voice acting sites just won't accept work from MiHoYo anymore. So when you get to a point that they're at where they just have such shitty PR, it wouldn't hurt to do some good, like give away a little bit of potential revenue for some good publicity, because at this point the only people that still have good publicity for MiHoYo are the people that will never not have it.
Well, this is the thing, right? You even mentioned it in your video, is that HoYoverse is trying to test like
how low they can go.
Yeah, like how low they can get.
It's a game of limbo.
Yeah, and I was saying this before you came in here to chat, was that, well, HoYoverse, much like like for example content creation, we're using content creation as an example. Somebody with, let's say, 1 million subscribers, averaging like 800,000-900,000 views per video, they have the luxury to do some really messed up shit and they can get away with it. Or if they feel any sort of injustice, their fans would come to defend them. Like, for example, you get harassed by somebody else, right? Your fans will go to defend you. Kind of like what Tectone did to Jingjing's Tuner, but like imagine somebody who was smaller than Jingjing's try to pull that stunt, right? They can't get away. But in a way,
but Jinjing's wasn't even small at the time. Jinjing's had over 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but it's just
fans are like fucking piranhas in water. The second they smell blood, they're just on that shit.
Yeah, but like it's the same thing with Genshin. For example, Tower of Fantasy will never be able to get away with what HoYoverse did as their 1 year anniversary, right? Testing the waters is only something these big like companies like HoYoverse, who have like millions, if not tens of millions of players or fans around the world, can do. Like, yes, they had backlash, but they walked away from that like it never really happened. Like, yeah, we're still talking about it, we're still memeing about it, but if you go look at the total number of player base versus the amount of people who are like actively still, trying, like people are saying like the Google Classroom, like people are trying to orchestrate shit. Like it's not going to work. Like it's just going to go unnoticed by the majority of like even people online.
I don't know. I disagree. Not to the extent that, like, yeah, obviously nobody fucking talks about it anymore, but like, when a company does a really shitty move like that, you may not think about it, but at least subconsciously, you expect less, and going forward, you don't like them as much, even if you don't notice it. A really good example is a lot of people, like, miHoYo had that new game, Zenless, whatever the fuck. I don't know the full name. I know there's Zenless in there somewhere.
Yes.
That new game that, like, they came out and miHoYo was, like, hard peddling advertisement for it. I've asked a bunch of people in my community, like, hey, are you going to play this new game? And the answer was a resounding no. I did a poll. I think it's deleted now because I treat fucking community tab like a Twitter feed. But some guy Soul put out a poll on YouTube. And I was like, hey, are you going to play Zenless Zone Zero? And over, not many, like 10,000 votes, a little over. And 90% of people said, no, I'm not going to play it. And the main reason was because why the fuck would I play anything else made by miHoYo after what they did with Genshin?
Well, the thing is, so you have to also understand that your community, for the majority of them, are people who share shares a similar viewpoint with you.
My
right?
cynical little bastards.
For me, I did polls, but I always try to like bring it back a little because I know for my community, for the most part, we are a little more on the positive side. Like we are filled with more like optimistic people. So this is what I did, right? I did a poll on 2 polls. First, I wanted to figure out, are people okay with these anniversary rewards? And I did it on a live stream. And 70%, believe it or not, voted, yeah, I'm okay with the reward. Like around 30% said they were not okay. And then furthermore, I did a second poll saying, okay, so you're okay with the rewards, but are you happy with these rewards? And then the numbers came out to be 50-50. So out of the people who were happy with the rewards, out of the people who were okay with the rewards, only half of them were happy with it. So I like extrapolating that, I feel like realistically, if you were to scale this up to the normal community, it's going to be something like 40-60 or maybe like 35-65. Like to 35% of them are happy. So,
but I'm gonna counter that. This is coming off the ass of last year. And why the fuck would we have our hopes any higher after last year they tried to get away with giving everybody 40 primo gems?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like a large majority of the community, what I have noticed is that they're very optimistic. And I've made videos talking about this and how I've accepted this reality that it doesn't matter how upset we are. Think about it. Does HoYoverse lose sleep? Does Dawei's Porsche like get a flat tire when you freaking smash your monitor? Does Dawei's like freaking yacht like just spontaneously explode and sink to the bottom of the ocean when you like punch a hole in your wall? All that does is hurting you. And no amount of frustration, complaining, and this kind of like just negativity and toxicity towards like HoYoverse is ever going to change that. Because HoYoverse doesn't speak that language. HoYoverse speaks revenue. They read spreadsheets and charts, and Dawei probably, couldn't care less.
So yeah, I know, and that's why unlike 90% of people, I vote with my wallet, so I haven't bought anything in Genshin in almost 2 months.
Yeah, it's just
And
like
it's gonna be like that for a while.
it's just if we want change to happen, getting upset, being making YouTube videos, having content creators like spread hate and inciting like go review bomb, that's only going to like hurt the community. Really, it only
It's
like
funny though. But it's funny though.
okay, it's funny. I
Yeah,
I
it's
can
funny.
admit that it's a great meme.
Look, okay, I'm sorry. You can't tell me you didn't chuckle when you saw fucking 0 out of 5 stars.
Yes, I had a good
Fucking
laugh last
dude.
year. I did. But the thing is, it's like it's not gonna get us anywhere this year because CN isn't on board with it. Like if you notice, like it's always been both CN and global together at the same time with the same level of intensity. Has things ever like shifted in our favor? Just CN alone isn't enough either. Like CN has had multiple scenarios where they try to boycott, where they try to like stand up, where they like complain. Nothing happened. It's just unless there is already, like I said this to you in the past, like unless there is momentum and then we as content creators can jump on, it really doesn't serve any purpose to stir the pot. Right? So that's what I was saying. Like that's why I have decided to kind of drop the whole like optimistic vibe and just go with what's realistic. And I'm giving people the truth here. Well, a lot of them have accepted it as well, but for the most part, there are still people who's like, no, it's not right. We can't be doing this. We must hold them accountable. Like, what the, like, bro? There's been 2 assassinations attempt on Dawei. Like, what? And the man hasn't done shit to change anything. What do you mean? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe a third. Maybe a third time's a charm.
oh, whoa. Hey.
I do not endorse. I'm sorry. Hold on. YouTube. I do not endorse assassination. Is bad.
Yeah. But the thing is, right?
There go your ads.
It comes to show that Dawei really doesn't care. He has a vision, and he will like do anything in his power to realize it. And his vision is eventually creating the whole VR like scope and stuff like that. Like he wants to get the VR like Sword Art Online thing going. Like that's like I think before he enters the grave, that's what he wants. Like Dawei is just full throttle, like whatever he can do to channel more money, to get more out of the community, to support his dream, his vision. That's where he's going for. And making more permanent combat game, like permanent content revolved around combat, doesn't serve any purpose because designing those contents is going to cost more than designing a freaking card game, right? Card game is much easier than designing an entire new permanent combat feature where you have to constantly be balancing characters around and as well as rewards, and also have to rotate the characters, right?
Sussy one-winged angel
Oh,
Sephiroth
we have
just
somebody-
applied wet status. Damn, that's hot.
No,
Walrus, you're
I heard
wrong.
you.
This soul guy has a Dawei voodoo doll and he's making preparations to use it. We
What
got
the
to
fuck
stop
you want me
him.
to say? You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, Soul, maybe put the doll down. We can
What?
talk about this.
Wait, what's going on? What happened?
Somebody says, Walrus, you're wrong. This Soul guy has a Dawei voodoo doll and he's making preparations to use it. We gotta stop
Wait,
him.
shut the
We
fuck
got
up.
we gotta
Shut the
talk
fuck
you
up.
out of this.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. They don't need to know about that.
We're just stabbing him in the.
Actually, no, I'm stabbing him in the side, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like we have like a lot of people only see it from their own perspective. Like as players, they only see like, oh, what's right for the players. They should be doing this. They can do this, and it doesn't hurt them to do it. So why don't they do it? But
I'm sorry. Hold on. I just want to point out how fucking hilarious it is that one-winged angel Sephiroth sent that message.
Yeah, but like, I mean, can we find common ground in saying like at the end of the day, Genshin is Dawei's product? I mean, it's HoYoVerse's product, but HoYoVerse is Dawei's product, and he has a vision he wants to achieve. And Sure, maybe Genshin isn't delivering to its like full capability, but Genshin was never meant to be Dawei's end product. And I can understand, like, I don't understand him from my player's side of my brain, being like, this is wrong. Like, they shouldn't be treating us like this. They could be doing so much more, so much better with the resource they have. If they even put in an extra 10% of effort and resource, the Genshin would be such a better game. It can be. That's the player side of me talking. But the human side of me, the business side of me, who's just another person watching from a third party perspective, is just like, okay, I mean, this, at the end of the day, that's this guy's company. He runs the gig here. He said in the past that he wants, to develop this and this kind of technology. And it just makes sense that he's siphoning, like, I don't know what's a better way to say it. Like, he's just finding the best way to siphon money out of people for as long as humanly possible. And he's made products to do that. That's it. Like, it sounds bad to say it, but that's literally what he's doing. He's finding creative ways to siphon money out of people.
I don't think I've ever said this in a dedicated video, but but I've said it before, and I genuinely believe that Genshin is literally just a cash cow that MiHoYo was using to funnel money in other projects.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
Genshin is a multi-billion-dollar property, and anybody, again, I know, just in case anybody who's new here doesn't know, yeah, Genshin's a multi-billion-dollar game. I know it doesn't feel like it, does it? But it's a multi-billion-dollar game, and yet for some reason, it doesn't have. It has polish, but it doesn't have many features that it could have. They don't listen to the community at all for like basic features. Like, what the fuck kind of game 2 years after launch doesn't have a skip button? What kind of game 2 years after launch doesn't have basic mechanics like, I don't know, toggleable constellations?
What about artifact preset?
Artifact presets, team presets. Fucking Puni is run by backward devs, and they've had that shit since the second year after it was asked for. It's awful. It's terrible. And then, conveniently, as soon as Genshin Impact blows up, Honkai's story gets significantly better. Their devs get paid way more. Zenless Zone Zero comes out. Honkai Star Rail comes out. They have a whole ass anime, which, by the way, I have a lot of tasteful comments on the anime.
Did you know Dawei invented hundreds of millions for a space rocket company as well, or a space rocket project?
Oh yeah.
Yep. I think they're trying to put up their own satellites. So HoYoverse is definitely trying to put up. I mean, they might already have a couple up there, and they're just trying to put more up there. But yeah, Dawei invested, I think, was it 200 million into like a satellite company. Like, they're just using like, you're right, it's a cash cow. It's like a very attractive cash cow. Like, Genshin is beautiful. We can all agree the only places Genshin refuses to cut corners is music. that's the only part where Genshin is just like, I don't feel like they've ever cut corners with music.
Cap. So we're talking bullshit now. I honestly believe that the map design in Genshin, the area design, is easily some of the best I've ever seen. I think Sumeru, the city of Sumeru, was easily my favorite like fictional town square in any video game ever. It's so fucking awesome. It's so pretty.
Scenery. Okay, people in the chat are saying scenery, but I feel like scenery.
They agree with me. Yeah, see, you're wrong. We're right. I'm siding with the majority here.
I feel like scenery in Genshin.
No, suck my dick. You're wrong. I'm siding with chat. I think scenery is just. It's just one aspect of like done decently well, but not at the highest level. I don't think Genshin scenery is at the highest level. No, it's okay to be wrong sometimes. We all have those moments.
but like, when it comes to like anime gacha games, I'm not talking about all games. Anime gacha games, their animations and their character models are like incredibly well rigged.
Okay, you are literally comparing a golden brick to a fucking dumpster pile, man. That's not saying much.
Yeah, it's not saying much, but like, for what this genre has to offer, like, okay, let's be honest. Before Genshin came out, people didn't even know anime like games could even pull this kind of like revenue. It was like, or this kind of like.
I'm gonna call you out right now. We did, because there was this funny, groovy, sexy little game came out. It was by a small indie company. I'm not sure if you heard of it. It's called Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, which was critically acclaimed for its timeless anime-esque graphic style.
Yeah, but like it didn't survive the test of time like Genshin has. Like
Bullshit. It didn't. Hold on.
like okay,
Well, I mean, it's a single-player game.
yeah, exactly. Genshin took like Google Trends. Like, let's just compare the two. Like right now, we can actually see exactly like, because Google Trends shows people searching it. It's not about YouTube. Like, just people generally searching the game, right? Legend,
but you're comparing a constantly
a
updated
live
game
service. Like, you see, but that's
to a
what I'm
single
saying
player.
is that Genshin took the success of the anime genre and like propelled it into like infinity and beyond. Nobody like I'm sure when Genshin first came out, everybody thought it was just going to be like a pump and dump type of thing. It's going to be crazy for a couple months and then just fades into obscurity. Nobody ever talks about it. A small group of content creators who made it when the game came out, like 5 of them or 6 of them, continue making videos averaging 30,000 views per video. That's like, holy shit, insane. They might get 50, 60,000 whenever an update happens. Nobody thought there were going to be people like Twanto, who went from nobodies to like millions of subscribers and still averaging 800,000, like I don't know what it was, like 500-600,000 views per video 2 years later, and still going strong with no end in sight. Like, nobody could have, like, how did that happen? Like, the only difference Genshin, like, I think the biggest difference is Genshin had just far better polish and immersion. Like, their trailers are just too good. And like, they are so good, in fact, Genshin rarely needs to animate anything. They just use in-game character models for all their trailers. And it's still freaking good. They like, think about it. A lot of games, they have to animate them, right? They have to hire animation studios to animate them. But for Genshin, they just have the character models. It looks the same in the trailer as they do in the game. That's speaking a lot. That's a lot of confidence right there to use your in-game character models in your like insane trailers. Okay, One Winged Angel Sephiroth is also now saying, I hang out with Dawe at the Villains Cafe. What you don't know, Walrus, is that Skeletor and Cobra Commander asked him to launch the satellite. It's for the Weather Dominator, but don't tell anyone. Don't worry, I won't. This is safe between you and me. Between you and me.
Oh my fucking god.
Look how many like live service anime games are coming out. Wuthering, like, have you seen the new Wuthering Waves like combat? The trailer? Dude, I think I creamed 5 times in that trailer. Like,
yeah, okay, well, you can keep your fetishes to yourself because I don't care. No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. But my point is, with Genshin's success, people have realized there's a huge untapped market here, and everybody's trying to get a piece of the pie, right? Genshin essentially pioneered this. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. Anime. When did anime become mainstream? I remember there was a period of time when if you told anybody you watched anime, people looked at you with like disgust, like you were filth. But at some point in the mid 2010s,
I was in middle school when anime became popular. So
how many years ago was that? Like 5?
No, how fucking old do you think I am?
I think you're like in your 20s, like 22.
No, I'm not 20. I'm not even 20 yet.
Oh,
damn, I don't even remember. I was in middle school, so I was like almost 10 years ago.
What the fuck? 10 years ago?
No.
2012? What's 20? Maybe, yeah, because that's when Attack on Titan came out, right? I remember when I was in school, like back in
it was not
1970 something.
I know for a fact when I was in high school that like anime that was when I remember noticing how popular it was, because I didn't even know that Dragon Ball Super was airing until people at my school were talking about it, because everybody was talking about it, and that was the first time I remember anybody talking about anime. So when did Dragon Ball Super come out?
the thing is, I'm talking mostly like globally, right? Like, I remember you were considered like a loser if you were like in the 90s. It was pretty bad if you were like a huge anime fan. I mean, some people watch it, but for the most part, people weren't sharing it. They weren't open about it at school and in public. Now, like, it's huge. Like
2015. That sounds about right.
there's like a huge anime boom in the West. And I think it was around like Attack on Titan 2012, 2015. Like, I think you're right with that. Like somebody's saying in the 90s there was a boom. Yeah, but that was like a Japanese boom. In Japan, it became like super popularized. But even nowadays, like you see,
what happened was in the 90s was the first
yeah,
boom.
That's when Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, and
Yu Yu Hakusho,
One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah, like Inuyasha. That's when all those series were at their peaks, right? And it like anime was just like huge. The 2000s kind of had them slow down a bit. There were some like good stuff, but nothing really came out that kind of pulled the same numbers as the 90s.
Here's the thing, though. I think the 90s was when it started because Pokemon.
Right, like, and Pokemon, Digimon, all those titles.
I think Pokemon and Digimon is what started it.
Yeah, for children, right? Because like adults started letting their kids just like binge that stuff. Like they were like the shit.
I remember staying up really late as a kid to watch Inuyasha on Adult Swim. So I don't know if they were letting us watch it, but I know that when Pokemon and Digimon came out, people were kids at that time, and then they grew up, and then Western audiences realize that, oh shit, there's like people in their 20s, because you don't really see anybody over the age of 30 that likes anime, not in the West at least.
Not yet. Soon there will be a lot, though.
Well, soon, like in the next 2 or 3 years. But I'm saying like the reason why that is now is because Pokemon, like that's the Pokemon generation. So I think it originally started in the 90s. But yeah, you're right. The anime boom is the reason why anime games pop off now. Like anime games have been in the West for a while. The Tale series is a really good example. It's not super popular, but it exists. And Pokemon's been around for ages. And Yokai Watch came out in the West and fucking flopped.
Yeah, it's just like we're starting to reach the point where the people who grew up watching anime has the spending power to make a splash, like in the industry, right? Like recognizing like how was the world forced to pay attention to Genshin? It's because they broke the headlines. They're a multi-billion revenue company by doing what? Making like fucking anime waifus with like big tits and like smooth animations, wearing like body tight clothing, right?
I honestly think Genshin only got so big because it was lucky.
Don't get me wrong. It was really lucky when they came out during like the pandemic, and people were forced to quarantine.
I see some dumb shit in your chat, and I want to talk about it. Bro, Yokai Watch did not fail. Yokai Watch in Japan is more popular than Pokemon is, bro. Fucking fight me on that shit. Yokai Watch has a mobile game in Japan that has been going on for it just had its 9th anniversary 6 months ago. It's almost a decade old. That's almost older than you are. So get the fuck off me with that shit. That shit is popular.
I know Yokai Watch. There's Beluga-chan. She sings this theme from Yokai Watch all the time. Like even she knows. If she knows it, it's pretty big.
I fucking loved Yokai Watch, but it flopped so hard in the West. I have to like jailbreak my Switch just to get Japanese games running on it, just to play it.
Yeah, but Yokai Watch, like, because people aren't familiar with the source material, that's why like they'll never understand it. I
know what it became. What really pisses me off is like I know what Yokai Watch became in Japan. Like if you compare the characters in the beginning and compare it to now, like it's night and fucking day. You can't even tell they're from the same game. If we got the modern day shit in the West, it would blow up, but it'll never happen because it flopped so hard. And what 2017. Meanwhile, Genshin came out 3 years later, and fucking exploded.
Yeah, but like I honestly want to say like if Genshin did a couple things differently, they wouldn't have made it, right? If they cheaped out on their character models and the quality of their just animations or whatever, if they cheaped out by not giving us characters like Bennett, Xingqiu, Sucrose, and Xiangling, like those amazing 4 stars, the word of mouth wouldn't have been as good, right? Because then people would have just been like, "Oh, yeah, it's your typical." Because that's what a lot of my friends are like. A lot of my friends knew about the game, but they were like, "Oh, it's just a huge cash grab." But eventually, some did come around and be like, "Oh, wait, you can actually beat the game like with 4 stars, and they have like super like strong teams. They're the best teams. Like what the 4 stars?" Then people were like, okay, let's see what this game is about, because then they realized, oh, you don't need X, Y. Oh, there's no PvP. Like, wait, you're telling me whales can't shit on me on a daily? Okay, I'm interested. Like, let's take a look at that. And then like some of them got pulled in because of the quality of the music. You get them to listen or like watch or something. I'm like, wow, that's like really good. How many people in chat like were playing playing in Sumeru got to like port was it Ormos or Osmos or something, and then like you just freaking got blown away by the OST. It's just like stuff like this. When Genshin doesn't cheap out on this kind of stuff is why they even had a chance. And of course they had to, like, being released amidst the pandemic when everybody was essentially forced to stay at home or like out of fear for their life decided to stay at home, and they were like scourging the internet being like, what is like anything, please give me some sort of stimulation. I can't go to the bar with my friends, can't go to restaurants, can't spend my $100,000 paycheck, like annually $100 paycheck. I can't spend any money. I can't consume. I just bought 3 different TVs out of boredom. Let me do something, man.
3 TVs, damn, bro. That was oddly specific. You want to talk about something?
Nope. Like, even change the car. It's just like, let me do something, please. And then came Genshin, right? Came Genshin. They weren't asking for like, I don't think Genshin by any means really like incentivize or force you to spend money to get the characters. And I think no. You talked about the Puni shit. Genshin has nothing in their game contents which would require you to pull for their characters. That is true. And I think
too bad they were humble at the start. They were humble once.
Like, but the thing is, because Genshin was so open about it and they were so generous, that's why it was so easy to recommend this game to everybody.
I just
No, it's true. Like if you look at a lot of the other, look at Tower Fantasy.
I took a sip of my water and you said they were so generous, and I literally spit all
No, they were back when the game first released. Like I don't think I've ever played a gacha game where the 4 stars or the SRs for some people are that good. Like, look at Tower Fantasy. Who still uses the SRs? Okay, aside from some memers and like legitimately, who still uses?
I don't even play the game anymore.
SRs, right? It's just like, look at Xingqiu, look at Bennett, like Xiangling, Sucrose. Like these are not normal characters by gacha game standards.
Hey,
like,
ever heard of this game called Puni?
No.
They have the same thing, and so does Arknight. Somebody in the chat just said Arknight.
Yeah, but Arknight characters aren't as meta.
There's a trend with all the popular, like like he said no, like you were so depressed that I was bringing it up again. There's a trend with all the popular gacha games, and like the most popular gacha games are the one where the highest rarity is not the best.
Yeah, because when we say popular, that means that like a large player base, and free-to-plays, casuals make up the largest majority. Sure, whales may be the one funding the game, but without a player base, it doesn't matter. And also, without a PvP ladder is what also keeps free-to-plays and casuals sticking around. Imagine if Genshin had any form of PvP. Look, remember when they talked about the card game, what were the things that they were really wanting to hammer home? They didn't say much about it, but they made sure the player base knew There is no PvP ladder. It's a PvE game, and you can get all the cards for free just by playing the card game. They didn't say like how the freaking thing interacts. They didn't even bother showing more gameplay. All they wanted was to tell you guys, hey, don't worry, there's no PvP. You can get all the cards for free just playing the game. Don't worry, there's no PvP. And like they're so damn worried about that. Like, and I think that's like the secret sauce here.
Walrus. What the dog doing?
Give me my cat. I don't have a dog.
I hear a squeaky toy.
Oh, you want to see my cat? Actually, have you seen my new cat? I got a third cat here.
But I mean,
Come here.
I'm not even watching the stream. Hold on, let me.
Oh, fuck. Hey, don't headbutt me, bro.
Yep.
I just got a new cat. Like,
what the dog doing? Yeah, I guess while you show your cat to I was gonna say a different word, but I'm not trying to get you demonetized. While you show your cat the stream, I gotta yeah, I mean I know they pedal really hard to the free to play community, and that's fine by me. They can do whatever they want, but like personally, I'm not going to touch it because I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be just like fishing and fishing, and who could forget fishing, where they add it to the game. It's really cool at first, and then you never touch it again. Most people only did fishing. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good.
Do you finally get doxxed by Hoyoverse?
Whoops. Wait. Am I no longer in call?
Yes, you are. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Great. Fuck, I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry, you got me at like 1 o'clock in the morning. That's why I'm so scatterbrained. God damn it, what was I talking about? The reason why I'm not going to play it is because it's going to be like fishing and fishing, where like they add it to the game, it never gets changed, you get the reward, and then you're done. Like once you get the good reward, once you get the good reward, you're done. You're not going to do it again, or the achievement or whatever. Like
but the thing is, the Serenity Teapot, I think the card game might be a permanent content on
that's another example. The Serenity Pot. Most people, all they did for the Serenity Pot was they threw rocks, and they made the Genshin equivalent of a trash heap, and then just to get the rewards, and then they were done. They didn't touch it after that. And I feel like it's going to be the same thing. Like we're just going to go in, we're going to dump our garbage into this event, we're going to get whatever the good thing is, and then we're going to be done. And if there is no good thing from it, you're not going to touch it. I know people that are meta whores to the upteenth degree. One of my buddies, he will literally sit and tally out spreadsheets, and even he knows that the Catch R5 is one of the best weapons for his Raiden, and he won't fucking do it because he'd rather, I'm not going to say what I want to say, but he'd rather do anything else than,
well, that's, you see, like
fish.
For me,
and a majority of the players don't want to fish, and I have a feeling card game is going to be the exact same.
Well, the thing is, okay, there's a portion of the player base, like very small portion, but like maybe like 1 or 2% that are pretty hardcore with the teapot.
Yeah, exactly. I
But
know.
like around
There's
maybe like 10% or 15% actively uses its features, meaning like they go into the teapot every week, they get their free, the resin or whatever the hell it is, they get their EXP, like the artifact. There are resources in the teapot that actually helps your game progression, right? Like, so there are, I would say like up to 20% of the community actively still min-maxes their teapots, right? But now they have a card game. Eventually they're going to add like, I don't know, like freaking auto chess or like some random like new feature, like new permanent content that has nothing to do with actually playing the game, like using your characters. But holy shit, she just farted. You are nasty, girl. Holy, what did you eat?
What the dog doing?
Oh my god.
Hey, yo, what the dog doing?
Oh my god. The dog's eating my cat. Oh, whew. Holy that just hit me right in the throat. What the? Oh my god.
All right, drama queen, let's calm down a little bit.
Woo. Let me open my biohazard mode in my room here. Jesus, like sheep, like a deceased pigeon. What the? Oh my god! Hey, hey! Get out of here! Get out of here! Woo, woo, go play with the squeaky toy. Squeaky toy. Oh my god! Woo.
Hello, chat. While Walrus has an aneurysm in the background, I would like to talk to you about my new NFT. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. So yeah, what I was saying was, HoYoverse is just trying to like hit up the niches, right? Like just get all the niches out of the way, and I'm willing to bet money that it'll be a long while before they add anything like the player base wants in terms of permanent content, like like co-op Spiral Abyss, like boss raids, guild, like a guild feature. Like it's not coming. I don't think it ever will, to be honest.
Yes, I know, and that's the worst part. Because they're this multi-billion-dollar company that continues to target niches instead of targeting the main demographic of their players.
Well, you see, that's where I would have to disagree. I think the main demographic are casual players. Because just like how they're trying to...
No, hold on. You literally just said that only like 20% of the people do the teapot. Only like 10% of people fish.
Okay.
That's not the majority.
No, when I say the majority is casuals, meaning like they don't min-max their characters to the point where, they
But we're not talking about min-maxing characters. We're talking about side features.
Yeah, but when we talk about these side features, it's mostly like traditional RPG game features, right? Like co-op abyss, dungeon raids.
Hold on, I want to do a poll. How many people still fish?
Okay. Let's do the poll. How many people are still fishing?
I better see some overwhelming no's.
It's mostly gonna be no, but there's definitely a couple yes.
There's only two types of people in Genshin: people that don't fish and liars.
Okay, but what I'm saying is Genshin as a game is mostly comprised of like...
No, hold on, look at that. Expected.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I thought it'd be.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, fishing is not like as expansive of a feature as the teapot. The teapot is a far more, like, even though they're both permanent features, I find that the teapot is much better thought out with more updates. Like every 2 or 3 patch, like there's bound to be a teapot update. Like they've been updating that feature more than I thought they would have. So, but like back to what I was saying, HoYoverse actually has the data to this, but I'm willing to bet that they are fully aware that the community is more casual than like hardcore.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, so like people don't want to.
Even a majority of casual players don't fish, Yeah.
They did it to get the rewards.
I'm not saying yeah, I know they did it to get rewards and you don't touch it again. But what I'm saying is my main problem with that is why would you put so much effort into something that only like 10% of the community you interact with overall? Okay, let's take your poll here just for the sake of an example. Why would you implement something that only 30% of the community would interact with when you can implement quality of life that 80% of the community would interact with? And it's a lot easier to implement, like a skip button. Like, oh my god, do you know how badly I wanted a skip button? I almost did not play Sumeru because I could not deal with that dialogue. It was so long. I think if you spam through all of it just for the Archon quest, it's like 6 hours of spamming X.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was so bad that for the first 3 weeks that Sumeru was out, I did not touch it because I could not be fucked to deal with it. Because I would get on, I would open Genshin, I would spam X for an hour, and then I was done. And the worst part was the second one, where like who have you done it yet? Because I don't know if you haven't. I don't want to spoil it.
Which one? You mean the entirety?
The second Archon quest for Sumeru. You haven't?
No.
Okay. Well, there's a part in there. I'm not going to say exactly what happens where basically things start to loop, and when that happens, you cannot leave. You have to finish it. So the only reason why on the final day I did the quest was because I couldn't go do my daily commissions until I finished the Archon quest. And that was ass. There is no reason why there shouldn't be a skip button in this game 2 years into the game. And like that's such a basic, easy mechanic to add.
Well,
And
the
they
thing
just
is, they need to
won't do
farm
it.
playing hours, right? The faster you finish, the faster you can log off, faster you do your stuff and log off the game.
Okay, counterpoint. I didn't play the game at all for 3 weeks because I would rather just not do it.
Well, that's you. But but the majority of the player base. Look at, like, if you go look at any polls, because we don't even need to do these polls. Like, there are bigger channels doing these polls.
No, I know. Hold on. Oh, so now we can target the majority of the player base now that it's not me.
No, but that's what I've been saying. They've always
They've
always been doing this. They do it when it's convenient for them, right?
I know. That's the problem. That's the problem. It pisses me off.
They do it when it's convenient for them, and then they don't do it when it's not convenient for them. And then they'll justify it by saying, like, oh, it's for the game, right? Like, oh, we can't do collabs with other characters or, like, you know, content because that ruins the immersion. Meanwhile, Colonel Sanders putting, like, D-Look cosplayers in a chokehold on the streets of Beijing, and, you know, like, that doesn't fucking ruin immersion for, like, whatever reason.
Oh my god. You remember when people bitched that ALOY got into the game because it ruined immersion, and then meanwhile we have fucking Noelle in a KFC main outfit?
Yeah,
also,
like,
I'm being told by chat you could have teleported away. Where the fuck were all of you? God damn it. Oh, I wish I would have known that before.
yeah, so it's just like Hoyoverse. That's all I was saying. I wouldn't trust Hoyoverse to keep a secret. Like I mean, keep a promise. That's why, like, I think it's great that they don't communicate shit to us. Because even if they did, I wouldn't trust them for a second. It's like the Elon Musk of but less cooler. But you know, like Elon Musk saying, like, oh, we're gonna have full auto drive this year. That was 4 years ago. Like that's the kind of company I think Hoyoverse is. Like they're just too, like, whatever. Like they're so successful at this point that they've like
somebody. I know, keep interrupting. Somebody said you can teleport away, but you lose all your progress and have to restart if you do.
yeah. So you still have to sit through it.
So
one
again,
sitting.
another reason why there should be a skip button. So in case you have to teleport away, when you come back, you can skip everything.
Like,
get back to where you were.
Did
you see that guy got banned the other day for doing an auto clicker to skip the story?
Yes, I did.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
I don't even know how to say it. I mean, I do know. It's just people. I think I can see why people keep saying I'm a white knight. It's because when I give a reason, I'm trying to explain why it's like this and why it actually makes sense for Hoyoverse to keep it like this. But people interpret it as me defending Hoyoverse. But I'm simply giving them a reason.
That's the problem, because they're not asking for the reason, they're asking for your opinion. But you're giving your opinion, you're giving the facts and not your opinion. And because you're giving the facts and not your opinion, people interpret it as your opinions, therefore you are defending them, therefore you are a white knight.
Yes, I see.
As I learned the other day, people on the internet cannot deduce the difference between a fact and opinion. I had a grown man, a 25-year-old man, ask me, how can you tell when somebody's telling you a fact or an opinion?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Apparently the Sino teaser is out. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is. Your chat has been spamming it for like 30 minutes, and I just been just ignoring it.
Okay, hold up. Genshin Impact. What the hell is that?
The Jackal Twink. He's finally in Genshin. Took him 2 years.
Alright, let's take a look. Chat. Alright. I'm gonna take a look. See what this...
Then it's agreed. You ensure my personal safety, and I will share the research materials with you.
All this fuss just over some risky research. What are you so scared of?
Listen, you don't understand. The academia makes no compromises. To ensure that knowledge is used correctly, they have dedicated officers to keep tabs on all the scholars. They call them Matra. And their leader, the General Mahamatra, is the most fearsome among them. Once he has you in his sights, he won't stop until he's hunted you down.
Oh, so it's like a bounty hunter.
Cut it out. You're giving me the creeps with your ghost stories.
Found you.
A kid?
Oh no! That's him! When your thugs have no idea how much I've sacrificed!
Save your energy. It's a long walk back. If you have any final words, save them for Judgment Day.
Okay, first impressions of it is like felt a little underwhelming. I mean, like, okay, it introduces his character. Nothing too fancy, nothing too flashy, but just so are you still here?
Yeah, my opinion is that he's hot.
I mean, yeah. But are you gonna pull for him? Are you gonna play him?
I don't. You see, here's the funny thing. I'm not like you. I don't get paid for YouTube, so fuck. I don't know. I want him. I really, really want him. He's one of my most wanted units, but Nahida is literally right around the corner, so I'm gonna probably wait. I'm gonna see what Nahida does, and then depending on that, that'll depend on if I get him or not.
So, but you're not gonna be able to decide because he's in the first half.
Yeah, you see about that. I'm an avid dreamer.
Wait. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Great talk. And okay, so let's finalize this, right? I think we're on the same page here when we say like Hoyoverse can and should do more, but
they won't.
But they won't. Yeah, and they have many reasons not to that benefits them, none that benefits the community. Right?
Yeah.
Like we agree on that.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, this is their product, and no amount of complaining and harassments will amount to anything unless it's like of global scale, right? We need to like trend on all social platforms.
All right, so hashtag fuck Mahoyo is trending now. Feel free to leave your hashtags.
Yeah, but like, it's such a difficult task to work, and it's always organic. It's impossible to orchestrate it. If it were possible to orchestrate that level of influence, it would sway the tides back towards, the players and content creators a lot more.
It definitely is possible to orchestrate that kind of thing, but you need first to have influence.
Yeah, but the thing is, why? Like, you see, now we got to talk about this. I don't know if we talked about this before, but it doesn't make sense for any of the top influencers to start shit. It doesn't benefit them whatsoever. Like, for example, Twanto, Tectone. Like, I mean, Tectone's not even the biggest. Like, Twanto, Anthony Chen.
Tectone's not even top 10 anymore.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, these content creators, why? Like, how would it benefit them? How? Like that? See, like, we got to answer this question. Why would it benefit Twanto to start this? The guy literally is living out his life right now. Like, he can stream himself taking a shit.
Okay, look, man, I didn't say it benefited them. I just said it's possible.
I mean, it's possible, but like, then again, it's back to the same question, right? Like, about why would they? It's just like we asked Hoyoverse, why would Hoyoverse do it? Why would these big content creators do it, right? Because Hoyoverse has got them in like a death choke.
Let me ask you a question. If you're so logical, why do I make YouTube videos?
How can you enjoy it? Like, I mean, at least you enjoy maybe the response, or like just getting it out there, right? There has to be some sort of positive feedback for you, right? It's not for money. So it
Yeah.
has to be enjoyment, or like venting, or like you're letting it off your chest, getting
It's
it out
none
there.
of those. It's none of those things. It's almost like you can't really deduce what there is to gain based off basic things. Sometimes we have our own reasons. I'm not gonna tell you what my reason is, but I will tell you it's none of those things. I definitely don't do it for enjoyment, though. That's the funniest joke you've ever made.
I mean, we do things for all sorts of reasons, but when
I
you look at
I think Genshin content creators on the upper echelon do have a reason to benefit, and that reason being
monetary,
it's the game. Well, not just that, but it's the game that they make content on. So improving it is definitely a positive. If they can find a way to improve the game that they make content on, the game becomes better. They can do more stuff with that.
yeah,
This
but
man's edgy motherfucker. I'm realistic.
no, but the thing is, if they start these kind of movements and eventually it gets pinpointed on them, they could lose their like Hoyoverse can easily just ban you from playing their game. Like, oh, Twanto, you keep wanting to start shit, you keep inciting these problems. Okay, let's see how you like it when you're banned from using all our assets. You're not allowed to use it. You're banned. Like, why would they
Yeah, I
run
mean-
that risk? Right? Because if they have the power to do that, it's very easy for Hoyoverse. Like, oh, we don't need
I
you
don't
as
know.
our mascot.
Maybe I've been on the receiving end of the Hoyo shit for so long that I don't know. I'm surprised I haven't been banned from
No,
making
because
content.
you're not big enough yet. Once, if you get to the size of Twanto and you're continuously doing what you're doing right now, like, for example, for my video, one of my videos did pretty well, and it was just talking about the backlash of the leaks, and it got copy strike. It showed no leaks. It showed nothing. It was literally me right now, like with chat on screen, me and my character Raiden standing in Liyue, and I talked for like 10 minutes. And that video got copy strike. They can copy strike you as long as you have their digital asset on screen. It doesn't matter if it's leaked or not. I tried appealing for it. I sent them emails. They just ignore you. Like right now, if they wanted to, they can copy strike any people's channel 3 times and they can get your channel deleted. No questions asked. Like Twanto
Yeah.
can be gone within like before the end of the day here. Like, and there's like 3 hours left. That's how much power they can hold over you at any given moment. Like, so it's in the,
Honestly, getting banned from Genshin sounds like a positive to me.
it sounds like a positive for most, except when you're making like $200,000 a month off of it.
I know.
Right.
Suck.
It's just like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess realistically, you weighing the options, you have more to lose than gain.
yeah, for trying to do the right thing by the players. Because at the end of the day, if Genshin bans you, where are those 600,000 or million people gonna do? Are they gonna band
my
together
head.
and keep your content alive? Like, oh, Twanto goes to do variety. Let's see how many views he gets doing variety. Like, even right now, he gets like a third, if not that many. Like, a lot of people are here just for his Genshin content. There's no getting around that. Genshin is the glue that keeps like content creators from their communities. Look at Ziox. Look at all these big content creators. Take Genshin away, and like, I'm not trying to start shit. I'm just saying, take Genshin away, and they're like suddenly nobodies for the most part. And the community who will say like, oh, we'll watch you no matter what. Sure, maybe for the first few months, but then when they start doing things you really just can't connect with, they're gonna leave. So then, and I know Twanto, these big content creators, they know this. They know this for a fact. That's why it's like they will not risk losing their standings within the Genshin community, because if they lose that, they essentially lose everything. Like that's why it's like I know they can do something about it. And I know if I get to that size, like I can do something about it. But I can say with full certainty, if I ever do get to that size, I probably wouldn't do a damn thing as well. It's the same thing as people shilling out.
Because realistically, I want to. Okay, hold on. In my head, I say that, but I know realistically, it's not probable, because you build your livelihood off of. Especially, I think last time I was on stream, we talked about it. That's how they make their money. So, like, they build their livelihood off of this platform, and instead of making it out of concrete like a real job, you make it out of sand, which is pretty much the Genshin community, pretty much. And
Yes.
you can build a whole empire on your plot of sand. But if you get banned, if Genshin goes down the fucking toilet, which it probably will. I'm
One
just
day
kidding.
it will,
It's
yeah.
too big. No, it's too big to fall, dude. If I don't know what if you get canceled by a majority of the Genshin community, if you pull a tech tone, I'm not going to elaborate any further. If you do all of this shit, it's like your base erodes, and because you only have this sand as opposed to concrete, like a variety channel where they like the person, that's concrete. You have sand. Once your structure is gone, it plummets. And yeah, sure, maybe you have some rubble left. You have a little bits and pieces to maybe keep your house standing. But yeah, for the most part, your livelihood is gone. So I understand why most people aren't willing to rip out the foundation of their house for potential good. I understand why realistically that don't, but god damn it, I'm high on copium right now, and I'm just hoping that maybe somehow something will happen.
You know, and what's most unfortunate is you can look at two people that are very close. They used to be close in terms of like viewership, right? Mtash and Tectone. One chose to focus more on gameplay and like just for the most part a little more positive, and the other one chose to, you know, point out the problems with the game, criticize, and although they didn't do it in a smart way, right? Look at their viewerships now. Who is getting more consistent and higher viewership? We're just looking at metrics.
I understand your point you're trying to make, but that is a fucking terrible example. Tectone fell through for a lot of reasons, but that was only one of them. His main reason was never mind.
Yeah, but like he's more outspoken, and he is the type of person who could spearhead this, who could lead the charge, but he doesn't. Yeah, he could have, but he made too many enemies along the way, which resulted in him kind of. And I mean, it's most Genshin content creators don't really interact like us two sitting here talking for an hour. That's fucking like unheard of. Like very few people have actually like are comfortable to discuss actual, like we can sit here giggling and trying to kill like Oceanid with our Barbaras for like the whole day, and we'll probably pull in more viewers that way.
I don't give a fuck about doing that.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like
I've noticed something. Have you noticed that a lot of people in the Genshin community just don't interact with each other?
Yeah, because it doesn't benefit anybody to do it. The game doesn't encourage it. For the most part, it's like people are getting viewers like from like this is like some freaking cultural barter level shit, right? Like I'm giving you something and you give me views in return. So it's like the build, like, okay, I don't want to drop names, but go look at people who make guides and like these like super hard theory crafting meta people, and then go like look at their videos when they're making guides, and look at their videos when they're like just giving their random input, like reacting or something like that, or like more casual content. Like it's night and day, because they're like
I can actually prove that. You remember last time we were on the I was on your podcast, I guess that's the best way to describe this. Last time I was on your podcast, you mentioned something about how you can make guide videos and get way more views. I made guide videos for
Tower of Fantasy, right?
Tower of Fantasy, and they were dog shit. They are fucking terrible. They are terrible.
How did they do?
50,000 views.
That's what I thought. Right? That's what I thought, because at the end of,
it's easy, and it's easier than commentary too, because you only got to make one video a month.
Yeah, and people will gobble that up like with their eyes closed. That's just the space content creation is in right now. If you can provide some sort of like concrete value, like for example, you can, like, I'm just going off the top of my head, you can make a Samir guide saying left click, right click, and then press your E, use your ultimate. You can literally make that video, and it, like, as a new channel, you can probably get like 1,000 views. Like, I'm not trying to sell people on a dream here. They're like, oh, you can get 100,000. No, you probably can't. But you can start a channel right now, people. Right now, like if
you get no, you can. My brother, he has a YouTube channel. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want him to get harassed. But his YouTube channel has like 100 subscribers, but he gets like 9 views a video. He made a guide video for Mural, and I did the thumbnail and I did the tags for the video to get it into the trending.
Yeah.
And he posted that video, and he gets like 9 views a video, like no engagement at all, almost 1,000 views.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. You do it right, 1,000 views for a new channel is very doable, and he just need to do that a couple times. Like, give him 5 videos, and then those videos would start popping off even more, because that's when the algorithm starts bigger. Like, playing around YouTube is very easy. You just have to understand the rules of the game. But at the same time,
disagree. It's easy in communities, but it's not easy as a net. Like, if we're a small ecosystem, or like we're in the Genshin community, we can easily play our hands right and get into the algorithm. But if you're like on YouTube in general, no. It's
oh no, yeah.
wild
You have
west.
to choose the right topic, like the right interests. Right? It's just that's what I'm. But at the same time, going back to your example of building your foundations with sand, this is as sandy, like this is as fine of a grain of sand as you can get, because once you stop like posting guide videos, like you are known as the guide guy. Like if all your videos are guides, you are the guide guy. Once you stop providing value, this is like a very it's not bad, because it's true. You established your worth as a content creator based off of like how informative your content is. The more accurate and informative you are, and the faster you can get that information to the player base. For example, if a new exploit or a new meta team was discovered in Genshin, like never before known, like some really wonky ass, like, but super meta, damage wise it outperforms like Raiden at C2 and you only need like 4 stars. I'm making shit up, but like if that team exists and you like, and it just got discovered like 2 hours ago, and you make a video right now, you're gonna pop off. And if you can consistently do that, that is your value, that is your worth. You're the guy who brings me, like the viewer, the most important value, the most meta teams as fast as you can. But I don't give a shit when you talk about like the Sino's new teaser, because that's not why I subscribe. But that is building your, like, because if you're thinking about longevity, I want to survive on this platform. I want to be able to do, because let's be honest, is it really fun to figure out meta teams and post them? Maybe, yeah, for the first year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe. But that's only if people keep watching you after 3 years. What if people grow up, they quit, right? They move on. Your core audience, eventually, you have like 300,000 people, but only 20,000 views. There's a ton of channels like that. I'm sure you are aware of a few of them, at least. I'm sure people in chat knows a few channels. There are channels with millions of subscribers that averages like 30,000 views per video. Why? Right? It's because your foundation, right? Like, it's just, you built it like that. That's the relationship you established with your audience. And once you stop providing the value, you get cut off real quick from people's feeds. But while it's still, rock hard, when you're still going strong, why bother changing? Why bother like making adjustments? Why bother taking risks when you're getting paid like by the tens of thousands per month? If Genshin players play their cards right, like Genshin content creators, the big ones, Twanto, like Anthony Chen, they won't have to work a day in their lives ever again. They're done. Like, their life is set. Their children can be set as well, just from playing Genshin and doing like the content that their audience wants for a few years, maybe like 5 years.
Yeah, I agree. However, I'm reading chat because, I don't know, I'm petty like that, and I see somebody said charisma and likability is a huge part of it. No, that is not true. Yeah, I mean, I guess kinda, but you could be...
Variety is true.
Here's a great example. Here's a great example of how you don't need charisma to be successful. Look at all the meme channels and the Reddit channels that literally just take shit and like post it and then put it behind a text-to-speech bot, and they have like 1 million views a video. Over 100,000 subscribers. Or charisma and likability. Great example, Logan Paul post-Suicide Forest Endeavor. Like, that was one of the most unlikable things ever, and he blew up because of it. You don't need charisma and likability, you just need to have a clickable video and be able to entertain people for the first 30 seconds. And even if that fails, then on YouTube, there's a saying on YouTube, and it's, you don't need to make a good video, you just need to make people click on your video.
Right,
and good.
We're talking about, like, if we're talking about the best of the best, like that ever was, yeah, you have to be somewhat likable. But if you just want to make it, no, you don't have to be likable at all. There are people who literally make entire careers off of getting hated on. Like, it's true. But if we're pointing to like the people like Mr. Beast, like PewDiePie, like people at the very top, yeah, like you have to be somewhat likable to get to that
T-series.
position. That does not count. That's a literal corporation.
No, it doesn't matter. They literally cannot be likable, and they're on the top.
Okay, no, but that's also wrong because people in India love T-series, right? Like we're only counting the West. Yes, they. So like by that metric, like people in India, like dude, if you go to talk to like the Indian community, like a lot of them love T-series. Like yeah, like that's a banger, man. Like love it. But there's also, of course, people there who also said that they are forced to subscribe to T-series. Like apparently when you
make a new account, yeah, I know.
Immediately you're already subscribed.
I'm just fucking with you, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like clickbait works because it works. What am I saying? Like clickbait works because it works. Like clickbait exists and it's so prevalent because it works. But like really bad clickbait will hurt your channel. Like right now, if I ever release Genshin videos,
I just thought of a great example for why you don't need to be likable to be successful. Nikocado Avocado.
Right.
That man is a circus, and he is successful. Like you don't need to be likable. You just need to be. How do I put this?
I mean, you need to put on a spectacle. You need to be entertaining. I think to a certain degree, you need to be either entertaining or you need to give great like value in information. Like you need to provide either info or entertainment. I think that's like a great like generalization of the main types of content. Like you can either be entertaining, which is very broad, right? But at the same time, you could just be informative, like pure informative. A lot of the times, it's a great way to mix both. Like a bit of both is always good. Somebody like Mark Rober, you guys know Mark Rober, right? The engineer guy.
He's totally 100%. I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, but like Mr. Beast is just pure raw entertainment. Like Mr. Beast focuses just purely on entertainment. Like no info needed.
Yeah, I know.
Mark Rober is more like very informative, but he mixes entertainment to deliver that. It's like okay, let's just use Genshin as an example. Tectone is entertainment. He doesn't really focus on info. It's all about him, just entertainment. He'll say.
What do you mean? What are you trying to tell me that the top 10 best lakes to quench your thirst in this dry spell in Genshin wasn't informative? No.
Yeah, but and then there's Twanto, entertainment. Like 95% of his content is just entertainment. Right? You have people like Ziox. 95% of it is information. 5% entertainment. Right? It's just, you can do it for all content. Like for me, I would like to think I'm 70 for entertainment, 30 for information. I do not build content off of like being informative. Because I don't interact with the theory crafting community. Soul right here is probably like 80-20 entertainment, 20 informative. Right? It's
entertainment. God, oh man, if you are such a fucking loser if you click on my videos for entertainment.
No, but some people just want to hear people get upset about, they want their anger and frustrations to be projected onto their monitors, vocalized by somebody with a deep, sexy voice. That's
a deep, sexy voice. Hell yeah.
No,
Southern
but that's what a lot of people want, right? Why do people watch reaction like videos? They want to see people get excited for the same things they get excited for. They want to see their emotions visualized. Like that's a huge part of like a huge genre actually of content creation. It's like just react. If you're an animated person or you are very outspoken, you always have a place in any community. So like, trust me, you can go very far in any form of content creation as long as you keep that edge, that razor sharp, unapologetic edge. Like that's how I found you. That's like, because out of all the other softies, I found your video. Like you were ice cold when I watched your videos. I think
unfortunately I lost my edge. I'm no longer as problematic, mostly because I have investment in other areas currently.
No.
because college sucks. But I mean, yeah, that's just. But like, that's not rare. I mean, I guess maybe on the internet it is, but like where I come from, like everybody has that. Because I grew up in the fucking deep ass South, where like here you either say how you feel, or well, you don't, and everybody calls you a bitch. There's like
think-
if you were to come down here and you know how you give your opinions, and you like say, well, I can see why they do that, you get fucking laughed out of the room.
Yep. I can see that. But the next level of your content, I've been thinking about this, is like if you can find a way to replace the swearing with like creative insults, or like what would you call them? God damn it. Similes? No, is it similes? Metaphors? Like finding creative metaphors. Like it does take a bit of like thinking and like scripting and stuff.
One of my favorite sayings in all of life, and this might get you demonetized,
Here it comes.
when I really don't want to do something. Like here's a great example. I logged on to Twitter the other day and it gave me a notification. It was like, make your NFT your new profile picture. And I was like, yeah, I'd rather shove a cactus plant up my urethra than do that, buddy. I'm not into that.
Something like that. Something along those lines. But you see, this is why I never have a problem with content creators like just doing their thing, right? There are content creators that meme on me. There are content creators that don't have the nicest thing to say about me. But at the end of the day, they're just making content. Like it's the same for you. It's the same for me. We're all just making content. And I mean, this all started when we talked about how people have the power to make a difference. It's the same with real life. Have you noticed this? It's just like micro levels of stuff. Like there are people in real life who have the power to change the world, but why don't they do it? Elon Musk, if he wanted to, he can end world hunger. He really can. Why doesn't he do it? And I'm not saying he's a bad person for not doing it.
I don't understand why the people starving don't just move where the food is. I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
Homeless, just get a house.
But like the reason Elon doesn't end world hunger is much less, like it's not monetary driven.
He definitely can't solve it because world hunger is
he very much can solve it. Like I don't mean to say everybody's going to be full to the brim every day and never have to worry about food, but people don't need to starve to death. Okay, like he can make sure not a human being ever starved. Like he has the money, but the problem is he can physically go deliver that food himself. He can have the bestest of wishes and give like the money to solve this problem. But by the time it transfers between hands and like person X is going to take some, person Y is going to take some, things are going to go missing here, things are going to go missing there. It doesn't always trickle down.
I mean, hunger is a bad example because hunger is an issue that's always there. Like you can't ever fully get rid of hunger. It's not like cancer. Like you can find a cure for cancer. I mean, not realistically.
No, okay.
I mean, it's kind of like, okay, bad example. Here's a better example. The flu. You can find a cure for the flu. We have, not a cure, but we have a way to prevent it. You could make that. That made the flu way less of a problem, but you can never fully get rid of it. It's always going to be there.
Well, the reason you can't fully get rid of it is because people are spontaneous. You can't control them.
I know exactly.
If you can fully quarantine every single, thing, like person who gets it and like treat them against their will, which is holy, like God forbid, we try to save your life against because people aren't educated, right? They want to do certain things. Some people are like that, but you can't force them to do it. It's a similar situation. We have the resource. Elon has the resources, same as like Twanto, like Mtash, all these big content creators. They have all the resources at their disposal, but they won't do it because it puts a lot of trust and faith into other people to come through. Because
not only that, because some people just don't want to do it.
Yes, that's also true.
Because
they just
believe it or not, a lot like Mihoyo, they benefit from keeping problems around. So this is the way it is.
I mean, yeah, it's probably better for them to make content if Genshin isn't a perfect game. If it were a perfect game, you would literally just be playing the game. New updates come out, you're like, oh my god, another banger update. 5 out of 5 stars. Oh my god, Hoyoverse never misses. Video
Someone in
done.
chat said you underestimate world hunger.
No, I'm willing to bet. Like you underestimate how much resources Elon Musk has at his disposal.
No, the fuck I know. Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire. What is his net worth?
Like his net worth is over 200 something billion right now. Like, do you guys realize how much money that is? Like, I don't think you really understand the scope of wealth he commands.
For all the gamers out there that don't understand how much money that is, let me run some calculations for the Genshin gamers. Keep talking, Walrus. I'll get it into in a minute.
Okay, so for people who actually doubts that Elon has the power to solve world hunger, like y'all are on some like otherworldly plane here of wrong. Like there's wrong and there's like you're like 7 parallel universes behind. Not permanently. Yes, permanently. He can do it, but he can't do it like he can't trust. Like, okay.
Yes? Walrus, you're in Genshin right now. Can you tell me what is the Primo Gym package you get for $100 minus the bonus? Isn't it like 6,480?
6,480, yeah.
Okay. Don't start talking again. For all the oh my fucking god. For all of the Genshin gamers out there, Elon Musk could purchase 1.79396 e to the 13th power squared Primo Gems. If you don't understand how much that is, let me put it like this. That is a million plus 13 sets of 3 zeros. That is a million plus 39 zeros.
There's probably, that's more than the number of stars in the observable universe. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's even more than the number of planets in the observable universe.
Someone said not enough for perfect artifacts, though.
Like, the scale here is really massive. Okay, another example. I've heard people say this as well. Listen, chat. Listen up real good. The amount of money Elon Musk has right now, let's say if you got paid $5,000 every single day since the Great Pyramids were built. That's like what? 5,000 years ago, was it? Every day.
You get with me right now?
Like if you get paid $5,000 every single day since the Great Pyramids were built till this day, until today, every single day you got paid $5,000, you would have 1% of Elon's net worth. You'll have 1%. If you got paid $5,000 every single day since the Great Pyramids were built, you would be at 1% of his total net worth. So don't come here and tell me he doesn't have the power or the resources to solve world hunger. Like I said, not everybody has to be fully full and like living their best life, but no one ever needs to die from starvation ever again, if he wants it. Why doesn't he do it? It's just that really, at the end of the day...
This is calling me poor in 176 languages.
Because at the end of the day, he may have all the resources, but he still requires a team to get the job done. And you just can't trust every single person to have the best interest of these other people's at hand. Imagine you get handed a check of $15 million and you're told, hey, distribute this, to the people in need, right? And whatever. And I want receipts from the locals, or whatever you get the stuff from. Receipts are easy to fake. Like, how can you 100% assure that out of this 15 million, every cent goes to the people that needs it most? A lot of people would say, like,
somebody asked a question, which I think puts it into perspective. Somebody said, if everybody split all of the money in the world, how much would everybody have? The answer, $40. Everybody would get $40. So there you go. Keep going, Walrus.
Okay, so what I'm saying at the end of the day is that it's the same for Twanto. He can start it, but there's no guarantee that people won't. Like, for example, if Twanto started something, another big content creator, or like a sizable one, can come in and oppose Twanto, right? And they would know fully well that by doing so, they are going against the best wishes of the people, but they're doing it for clout. They're doing it for those clicks, for the views, and there will be people who side with X person, and he can farm a bunch of views and get more subscribers. It's like, that's why it'll never work. HoYoverse has already created a scenario where, with every time somebody tries to rise up, as long as it's not a unanimous decision by the community, there will always be an opportunity for someone else to gain something by protecting HoYoverse, by being a white knight, essentially. So, like, even last year, when the review bombing was happening, there are people who were out there trying their best to put out the flames in HoYoverse's place. They were like, yo, how entitled can you guys be? That's so immature. Like, grow up, people. Like this is not the right thing to do. Like, review bombing, come on, man. Like, I wasn't fully on board with review bombing, but I could see why it benefited. Like, I could see why it benefited. I made videos, so you guys can fact check me. I said I'm not full on in support of it, but I can see why this was necessary to get what the people wanted. Right? It was necessary, but
no, it was. I support it only because MiHoYo went out of their way to delete criticism from everybody everywhere else. Like, they put that on themselves.
And let's not kid ourselves. HoYoverse pays for good reviews on the app stores.
Oh no shit! Every company does.
Yeah, like 100% they do that. Like, it's not genuine. Like, the review was never genuine, but like, for some reason people still, that's like a knee-jerk reaction when they search for a new game or a new product. They first look at the reviews, like, okay, 4.7, not bad, pretty good.
We squeezed another 10 pull out of them.
Yeah, like, really, at the end of the day, HoYoverse really was okay to give us more. But at the end of the day, we felt like we won, whereas HoYoverse really didn't have to do much. They popped open a window and they tapped in some numbers and problem solved. Did they really have to do hire a whole team of people to come and design a new game? Or no, they literally just probably took 10 minutes and typed in some numbers and okay, there, solved. Let's move on. To be honest, they probably were okay giving 30 pulls, 40 pulls, maybe even. Right? This is kind of like it's like bargaining with somebody, and at the end of the day, you realize holy shit, you walk away with a new sweater, be like, ha, I saved $5, but the other person was like, phew, I made 10. I would have gone $5 lower. It's the same thing. Really, we didn't win shit. We're really boxing with ourselves over here. Well, whereas HoYoverse is watching us from the VIP lounge up in we're just beating each other bloody at this point. Hash Mythos, we will never have change till nobody spends any money. It doesn't even need to be nobody. If their earnings drop by 30% suddenly, that's already enough. It doesn't have to be nobody. If it just drops by 30%, that's enough. But I'll tell you, for content creators, they'll never see a reason as to why not to spend money. Especially for people like Tenha, for people like I Win to Lose Gaming, for people like Zyok, Zajeff, all these guide. Let's just first get all the guide people out of the way. No way in hell will they stop spending money.
I mean, that's obvious because even... Okay, hold on. I don't get paid from YouTube. Okay, well, that's technically not true. I do get paid. I can't claim the money, but if I could claim the money, even somebody as small as me, I have made more money on my shitty ass YouTube channel to pay for everything I have ever spent on Genshin and then some. I have made 6 times as much money as I spent on Genshin than I have made on YouTube.
Yeah, so you would know.
Yeah, YouTubers have no reason. Walrus, I'm not even gonna say shit about your channel, but I know your channel used to be popping off back in the day, so I know you definitely made more than what you spent.
Yeah, that's for sure. But But like you see, like you can hear vouch for me that there's no incentive for content creators, which are arguably the people with the most influence. Like combined, content creators have more influence on the game than Hoyoverse's like freaking shitty ass PR.
Yeah, we
has.
don't have an they don't have an incentive. We already talked about this. Yeah, no, most don't. I do it. I don't even know why I do it anymore, if I'm being honest. But most of us, we don't really have a reason. Like, we make content for money, or for fun, or for a community, or whatever the fuck have you. And the second we start shitting on Genshin, we have more to lose than to gain once you get to the upper echelon. Like, I have nothing to lose. I mean, if my channel could be deleted tomorrow, and it's like, well, damn, okay, well, I guess I'm going back to the Discord to being chilling in the chat. But if fucking Tectone or Enviosity or whatever the fuck, if their channel gets deleted, they're like, fuck, there goes.
Okay, so AMV bro is saying something which I need to counter because this is very important. So AMV bro says, just to make this walrus, they don't need to spend to make guides. They get access to media server. They buy stuff to enjoy it outside of the videos. But have you ever considered that meta teams can suddenly pop up, and if they don't have the units to test and to make sure that they get all the numbers right, like
Hey, Walrus.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in the media server?
Yes, I have.
So, are you aware that they give you Primo Gems for being in the media server?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Okay. Well, I am going to confirm or deny because Mihoyo blacklisted me from the community, so I have nothing to lose. Fuck you, Mihoyo. They do. And let's just say that what they give you is not nothing to be sneezed at, and they can easily get it. So no, I hate to break it to you, but your content creators aren't paying for the shit they get on their main server.
Yeah, so basically it's like they will get all the characters. Like if they want a C6R5, like for example, I went to Lose Gaming. Like Tony Toe. I know Tony Toe doesn't do it for the money. That I know. Like Tony Toe could get his YouTube channel banned and he wouldn't even like feel a thing. But like really it's they still need to get the characters. They have to get the characters because at any given moment something could happen to the game, and then, like if they don't have the characters to test for that are well built up with all the characters available to test because their value is that they will provide like very good information on what's currently available given like an X amount of resources, right? Or like in some cases, I went to Lose Gamers trying to test maximum character potential. They can't. They just can't skip a single banner. These guy content creators, they okay, there is one scenario is if they have like a whale friend, but it doesn't change anything. Somebody has to keep spending, right, in their community. Like if they can get somebody else's account that has every character, then they can go run the test. But that other guy needs to make sure that he's not going to log in for like 2-3 hours, right? It's just like somebody has to provide them with the resources. Sure, when the media server is available, they can test everything they want, but it's not always available. Like you guys think you get access to the media server all the time? No, it's a fixed period of time. You get access. You can log in. You can test, and then you're done. You get all the footage you need, and then they close the servers until the next time they open before a patch.
Y'all in the company's pocket.
Yeah, people like that. There's no argument. It's like all the money just goes to Hoyoverse, and you can't get away from it.
Right? Hey, Sherlock Holmes, no shit. They're in the company's pocket. So are you. You play the fucking game. We all are. Every single one of us. It's unfortunate.
We're all clowns.
I'm just deeper in the pocket than you are.
Like at the end of the day, really, it's like Hoyoverse is like the producer CEO of this whole clown circus show, and we're all like just playing the roles of the clowns. Like some of us have bigger noses than others, but we're all fucking clowns. The VAs, the frickin' players, the content creators, we're all clowns.
You spend 300, motherfucker. I spent 0. Some of us are the jesters, some of us are the clowns, and some of us are the children in the circus, but we're all in the circus regardless.
Yeah, like this is just a whole freaking giant ass circus act at this point. Like we're just clowns pointing at each other, laughing at our little gigs. When we like if you're being real with yourself, you would point to your nose and say like I'm wearing a giant clown nose. If you if you point to other people and calling them clowns while like calling them out for being clowns, you're just really not taking a hard look at the mirror. Really, we're all clowns. It really is just like that.
You're literally that meme where it's like the guy with the Chad mask and then he's crying underneath it.
Yeah.
That's what you are. Damn. We are in the shit, huh, Walrus?
I mean, I have no problems going against the grain here, but AMV Bro says, most guide makers only get C0 characters out of 1010 Ziox media server is access to everything. Also, most guides are C0, so yeah, I think they are winning more when they work with Hoyo, not against. Yeah, absolutely. And if they dare to speak up at any point, they'll lose access to the media server. Yeah, like they will. Like the Hoyoverse will just blacklist you. Like you. No, okay.
No, fuck off.
I'm not
Okay,
talking.
I see how it is. No. It's okay. I see how it is.
No,
No, you don't need to defend yourself.
No,
See how it is.
no. I'm trying to explain what the I'm trying to explain what the media server is. The media server is not. They're not talking about the Discord server. The media server is a Genshin Impact private server that Hoyoverse gives access to content creators to test C6 characters.
I like how you so quickly tried to say that, like, oh, they'll blacklist you. You know, like you anyway. Like you try to move on from it.
No, but it's true. Like, if you have anything negative to say about Genshin, they won't give you access to all those additional resources.
And here's the best part. They know early. My first video, I didn't even have 200 subscribers yet. I was blacklisted by my 5th video. My 5th.
Yeah,
and I was blacklisted. I wasn't just blacklisted, I was banned from the Discord. I can't join the Discord.
Yeah, the Discord is pretty strict as well. Even Mtash got banned from their normal server, and I believe the Discord content creator.
He probably deserved it, hell. That's what he gets for saying any form of slight criticism.
Yeah, like Mtash, he never gets invited to anything. Exactly. They blacklisted Mtash.
He deserved it. Clearly. Mahoyo was in the right, Mtash was in the wrong.
And at this point, there's a lot of people who hates Mtash. There's a lot of people who hates Mtash, but like I really don't see why like we should be hating on the guy so much. You know, I think it's also because people are just not in the same position, or like they haven't reached that point in life where they don't understand. Mtash was Mtash had fought a battle and lost. Mtash is literally, he's a walking L, but he's a rich walking L. He fought the battle between passion and money, right? Is he gonna sell out?
The only people that publicly hate on MTAS are fucking toddlers that don't understand that just because somebody on the internet has a different opinion than you or different way of thinking than you, that you can harass them. Most of the people that hate MTAS that I've asked are like, why do you hate MTAS? Or hate. Okay, the people that harass MTAS, most of the people who I've asked that, their answer has been, "Oh, he's annoying." I was like, "Okay, so he's annoying. Like, okay, have you ever taken a moment to maybe, I don't know, consider the fact that what you see on YouTube is maybe only like not even 1% of this man's life, and you are choosing to verbally assault this man because of a video he posted on the internet?" It's just like, well, no. It's just like, yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know these people.
Really, I don't think Mtash is that bad. Like, people give bad takes.
He's a fucking businessman. He also has a lot of dog shit takes, but so do I.
Like, yeah, we all have bad takes. Like, dude, I don't know how big the Chi battery thing is, but like I don't think it's that big, but people keep telling me it's huge.
How could you hate it? How could you think Mtash is annoying, motherfucker? If I had $1 for every time that man said "Sussy Baka Nani," I'd be rich. I could end world hunger.
Like, oh my god, I'm okay with people. Should I say it? Okay, I'm okay with people hating me for giving a bad take.
Oh, in that case, fuck you, Horace. I fucking hate you, man. Fuck you.
But is it really fun in a community where nobody ever gives a bad take? No, like, let's be real here. If nobody ever messes up, if nobody ever like says the wrong thing, or nobody ever gives their honest opinion, even though it may not be right, how many memes would you guys lose out on? How many like discussion of topics would you guys like miss out on? the fact that Genshin is such a lively community does owe a lot in part due to people who stirs the pot every now and then to give non-meta takes that sometimes are good, sometimes are bad. Like really, like you guys gotta think about this, man. Like you're saying like, oh, you know, the guy gives bad takes, or like he's stupid, or like he says dumb shit. Like, but remember, we're all in a fucking circus. All of you have clown noses on. It's just some have a bigger nose than other. And in MTash, in my case, we have a pretty damn big ass nose. Here, hold up a second. So, are you watching?
Am I watching what? I mean, yeah, I'm watching the stream, but it's paused. Just give me a minute.
Hold up.
Oh, shit. I don't... What the fuck is this? Oh, okay. You got an actual clown nose. Alright. Oh, yeah, there it is. Hell yeah. Oh, it honks too? Fuck yeah.
Look, do I really...
By the way, now that you're done with that, I just like to take this moment to remind you that Clussy was a thing on the internet, so...
What's Clussy?
Oh my god. You don't know what Clussy is? Look
No.
up, go on Google and look up Clussy.
God damn it, I put my nose upside down and now I can't breathe.
Yeah, go on Google, look up Clussy, and look at the first video that pops up. Actually, just go to images. Just go to images.
I'm going to Urban Dictionary.
No, you're not. Don't be a boomer. Don't be a fucking coward. Go on Google, look up Clussy, and then click on images.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Do I really gotta put on the cosplay for you guys? I'm cosplaying as the Genshin community, by the way.
The clown. All the chat is like, what's Clussy?
Listen, people. Like I can easily walk into any Genshin Impact convention dressed like this, and nobody can say I am not in a proper cosplay attire.
Nah, you're actually not. You don't have the wig.
I need a Paimon wig, don't I?
Where's your clown nose, Soul? I've been wearing it the whole time. It's actually my real nose.
I'm gonna take this shit off. Oh. But yeah, like people who don't, like there are people in the Genshin community who refuses to have anybody give any wrong input, which I think is just such a shame. I think it's such a shame because these people are condemning others for making mistakes, but we wouldn't be where we are today as a society. Even like, dude, those people wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for a mistake. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, no. Keep going. Keep making vague threats, Walrus. I'm sure YouTube loves that.
Sometimes a mistake is what's needed to push forward. You know, I'm just saying.
Here's the problem with that, though. You're on YouTube, and a lot of times on YouTube, it's very hard to admit when you're wrong because you're constantly surrounded by people that are like, "Oh yeah, preach, King. You're never wrong. Oh, another hit, King." and it's like it's not just you as a person, but it's also your community because chances are most of the people in your community agree with you, and then they interact with each other, and now they have more affirmation that they're right. So the second their idea is challenged by anybody else, they're wrong, and it's everywhere now. It's even on fucking Twitter now. I mean, it was always on Twitter, but
I mean,
it's everywhere. In Discord, especially, like Discord's gotten really popular. Discord is just YouTube, but amplified by like 50, and then cracked up on amphetamines. Preach, King. Yeah, preach.
No, but that's true. And a lot of these kind of people are young. Are young as well. Like look at Twanto. I don't know how old he is, but he looks very young. And being surrounded by people who like, I mean, Tectone is young as well. He's like, what, 26?
The fuck, he's 26? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, he's really young.
30s, hold on.
He's 26. Or
I guess
something.
that's the benefit of having a chubby face.
Is he 26 or 27?
How old is Tectone? He's 28.
Oh, he's 28. Yeah, like, that's still young. He's in his 20s, bro.
20? Motherfucker, no. He's dusting ash, bro.
No, like, he's in his 20s, and he's been doing this, like, YouTube thing for, like, 4 years, and he's been like in the like go look at his first video. Like he used to be much more like reserved. Like he wasn't as outlandish as he is now. But you're right. You're absolutely right. With his community over the years hyping him up and just like building, like feeding into his ego, right? He eventually turned into this unapologetic guy who will say anything just to get a reaction.
The difference though is he can't admit when he's wrong.
He cannot but because his chat won't let him. Before he can even say anything, his chat's like, yo, preach, like, yo, based. Right? It's like, how can you say anything when there's like 1,000 or 2,000 people spamming that in your chat? You can't backpedal and be like, because that's you know, it takes a big man to be able to sit in front of his echo chamber and say, no, you guys are wrong and I'm wrong, and this is why. It actually destroys like his persona.
I have a lot of videos that I make, and I believe that I'm wrong, but I don't come to the conclusion that I'm wrong immediately. I come to it way later. Like a lot of my older videos, especially back when I used to just take images from fucking Google for my thumbnails because I couldn't be fucked to actually make a thumbnail. Yeah, like back then, those era of soul videos, I believe I'm wrong, but you have to prove that I'm wrong, and if you prove me that I'm wrong with something that's not an opinion, then I'll be like, okay, I'm wrong, you're right. I mean, and I've made videos where I'm like, yeah, I'm wrong. Like I have like 9 videos where at least start off the first thing, which is like, I have come to grovel and beg at the herald of my community. I am wrong, and I understand that I don't have a huge community that echoes whatever back to me. But even then, I don't know. I'm different though. Not to be quirked up white girl or anything who is just like, I'm not like the other girls. But like, I don't know, if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong, and I'm gonna keep being that. You know, and I know he's got this huge community in front of him.
Not to like kiss your ass, but I would like to say you are one of the more reasonable, if not the most reasonable content creator that I've actually interacted with.
Oh yeah, keep sucking my dick more. I'm all for this. All right, let's keep going.
Because
more praise. Bring it this way.
Just from today's conversation, I'm sure if people in chat actually like sat there and just took their opinion of you and like put it on the side for a brief moment, you guys will quickly see that it's not very easy to be able to have a conversation with someone like all over the place like we did today and have back and forth, not like escalate into shouting. No, like really look at how or have negative feelings towards the end, because Soul and I have disagreed on like multiple topics during today's discussion, and we've tried to argue it back and forth, but at the end of the day, one of us usually has conceded, right? Either I say, okay, yeah, you're right, or he said, okay, yeah, sure, you're right.
No, I don't say I'm wrong. I'm never wrong.
Yeah, I'm not wrong, but you can be right.
Never
and I changed my mind. No, I'm also never wrong, so I just changed sides at the last second.
No, you are wrong. You're always wrong. I'm always right. That's just the way it is.
You're right.
See, that's my true. Community taught me that. Yeah. What the fuck? Okay, yeah. Okay, you agree? Yeah. Good.
Flips the ruler is asking, who is this? I see no title or description. That's right. I'm just milking Soul here. Consensually, of course.
I'm
consensually.
A right up cow. There is nothing here.
I'm milking Soul consensually, of course. For content without even giving him any credit. That's hey, chat. This is the most ambitious crossover of all time. Actually, not that ambitious. What am I even talking about?
I'm so tempted to hang up the call as soon as you said that.
I mean, we're pretty much getting to the end here. Like, I mean, as always, it's a great pleasure to be sitting here and bickering about random things back and forth. But I think where you are is like what, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Where do you live? Antarctica?
Yeah. Actually, I do. The penguins are actually getting hungry, so I'm gonna have to fight them off with my icicle here in a minute.
Yeah.
It's 1 a.m.
Okay.
You sent me a message at a little bit before midnight, and I was like, oh fuck, oh my god, no, that was like 2 hours ago. Holy fuck.
Yeah, because the second I started stream, I don't know why, like 10 minutes into the stream, people were like, yo, did you see Soul's new video? Yo, Soul made a new video talking about the anniversary. Yo, Walrus, what do you think of Soul's video? Yo, I'm just like...
That's probably because it was the first video I made in weeks. Like, I just haven't... I don't know. I just didn't want to make videos.
I mean, to circle back all the way back to your video, I agree with like 90% of it. 90% of it.
I have to feed the walruses. I don't care if you don't agree with my entire video. It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, I agree with most of it, but yeah. By this time, you see, I respected what you said. You remember the first time I reacted to your video? I remember your reaction to my reaction. You said, you know, like when people, I hate it when people don't like finish the video and then they start like pausing midway and start talking shit, and then later in the video, like if they just continue watching, they would have seen that I literally said the same shit, and I was like, okay, this time
I watched your whole video before I made my response, and as you said shit that I didn't agree with, I wrote it down, and if you said something later that contradicted it, I scratched it out.
Crossed it out.
I have that sheet of paper, and I originally only had half a sheet of paper because I didn't expect it to be that bad, and it was that bad. So I had like half a sheet of paper, and towards the end, there was like the last 3 lines, it was like split down the middle, and then like a little bit on the top, and then a little bit on the bottom, and there'd just be like a huge red mark through half the line, and it would bleed over on the other line. So while I was recording, I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, like this time I did it. Like I watched the whole video, chat got to watch the whole video, and then we reacted afterwards. And yeah, sure enough, a couple of the things that I probably would have said in the beginning, you touched on a little later, and you know, it saved us a lot of time, and I was able to kind of work through it very nicely. It's not a bad video. I mean, sure, it's probably not the highest quality when it comes to visual aids.
If I gave quality videos, I would never upload. Never.
You would just scrutinize it forever, probably.
Hold on. Let me hold on. I just want to prove this. I'm gonna open up my file manager here. I have a video recorded the day Subaru came out called Skip Button. It was recorded on 9/9/2020, so almost 2 weeks ago. I have not uploaded this video because I cannot be fucked to do the simple editing of putting the background footage and the video together, adding the disclaimer at the beginning and the fade out at the end, and uploading it, just because I cannot be fucked to do that.
Here, send it to me. I'll upload it on my channel for you.
No, it's fine. I got this.
No, send it to me. Send it. I got you.
I don't even think I can send this file. How the fuck did I do that?
Hey, didn't you see Mr. Beast gave a video to what's his name? To Ludwig to upload on his own channel and get the monetization for it? Come on. Why don't one of these days I'll record a video and send it to you, and you upload it on your channel, and then you give me one of your videos and I'll upload on mine, including the thumbnail as well.
Alright, fuck it. That sounds funny. I'm gonna give you my most controversial video ever, though. You're gonna get the worst thing, and I'm gonna make it purposely bad too.
Yeah, okay. To complain at that game. Okay.
Somebody in chat says
I'm gonna have my mic in my mouth while I record the whole thing.
Walrus milking soul, parentheses, real.
Too bad. We should do that on April, actually, though. April 1st.
No, I already have a video idea for April 1st. So, do you know what Roblox is?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this shitty Roblox game. It's called Genshin Impact Tycoon Simulator, and it's fucking terrible. It's so bad. And on April 1st, I'm gonna upload gameplay footage of it's gonna be a normal video talking about some dog shit that doesn't matter, same as usual. But the background footage is gonna be Genshin Impact Tycoon Simulator. It's so fucking terrible too. It's awful. And it's on Roblox too, which makes it that much worse.
Honestly, if I really wanted to be a big content creator, I should just go play Minecraft or Roblox. They have much bigger audiences than even Genshin does.
I can't stomach.
But the thing is, you have to be so positive. You gotta be like, hey guys, so welcome back to my Roblox video. Today, we're gonna be going over the 3 top challenges that has been requested by the community by you guys. That's right, click like, subscribe if you want your Like, holy shit! Can you imagine talking like that for like 20 minutes?
Yeah, they're really hyper. They're like a meth addict that got dropped into a can of Dr. Pepper. They are all over the place.
Dude, like I did that just now for like what 10 seconds, and I'm already panting. And those guys can do it in one sit. No wonder it's always like the younger content creators who does it because they're still young. They have like the energy to do that. And they'll have that energy for like an hour while recording, and then they shave that down to 20 minutes.
I know.
Flip the ruler says wow bye. Yeah, like I've already attracted a more mature audience who's not into that kind of content. But I'm just thinking sometimes, like if I ever went into like Minecraft or Roblox, will I have even survived? Probably not. I wouldn't enjoy it at all.
I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. My voice doesn't get high enough for that. If I try to talk with a high voice, my voice will crack. So, that's off the table for me.
Well, I mean,
by all means, be a fucking shill to the children. I'm sure that'll be fun. Be like every other child YouTuber who hates their fucking life at 24 years old while they cry on their Bugatti.
oh, Final Flame just uploaded a video.
Final Flame, god damn. He said he was going to collaborate with me like 5 months ago and just has
Hello,
not
Embers.
given me ever since.
Hey, Final Flame, he's just calling you out, buddy.
I'm calling you out, you fucking asshole.
Final Flame works fast. He's already got his Sino reaction, like teaser reaction out. Goddamn, Final Flame, on the grind, brother.
74 views.
I mean, he
God.
just uploaded. The man is fast. What can I say?
I saw he read the comic, the Genshin comic.
Oh, he read it. He read the whole thing.
Yeah, so like if you go on his channel, he has like Genshin Impact manga, and he goes through the whole thing.
Oh, cool. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody has been doing that.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
Oh God. Well, I mean, with the new anime coming out soon, not soon, like eventually. How excited are you? Like, are we gonna like? Is it gonna be like okay for us to like live react to the anime, like when it comes out, like episode per episode?
Part of me wants to say yes, but the realistic side of me says no.
But I think like how much power does HoYoverse have over the distribution company?
Clearly not much, because they can't seem to stop leaks to save their life.
Yeah, but then like the anime is going to be animated by Ufotable, but Ufotable is not going to be this like the company that license and distributes it. So like whether or not we can show it on our YouTube channels and react to it and then monetize it, that's going to be like, and not get copy striked for it. That's going to be dependent.
Let me
on
ask you a
the company.
question. Were Cyberpunk 2077 channels able to react to the anime, the new Cyberpunk anime on their channels? The answer is no.
Then it's probably going to be a no. Most likely. I think HoYoverse don't have, like, I mean, I'm sure they have the power, but they're not going to bother. They're just going to let the distribution company, like, handle the legal side of things. So, well, I'm gonna have to make an entire new YouTube channel just to react to every single episode of the. I don't even know how good the anime is gonna be. Like, realistically, I'll be honest with you. So I don't think HoYoverse's story writing is like top notch. I think it's good for a gacha game, but when it comes to just general storytelling, it's not that good.
Hey, Soul, did you know grass is green? Oh, crazy, right? Yeah, no shit. I'm not excited.
But there's a lot of people who absolutely loves the storytelling, and like they say the pacing, the character, like the events are just like the story events are super good.
I'm gonna pull a clearly you don't own an air fryer thing here. If you think Genshin story is good, you've clearly never played a Persona game.
Probably most people who think Genshin story is like the best there is, probably it's like has
Somebody said grass is green.
grass can be brown.
Yeah, it's brown when it's dead. It's not a good comparison, though.
Just like
I don't know.
Zhongli.
I'm not excited for the anime, not at all. Like, if they treat the anime with the same... If they treat the Genshin anime with the same Genshin Impact... fuck, god damn it, hold on, it's 1 a.m. If they treat the Genshin anime with the same...
Care.
God, okay.
same care
If
they're
they treat
giving.
Genshin Impact the same way as they treat the anime, then it's not going to be good. Also, opinion, astute observation, Rar. Yeah, that is an opinion. Thank you. God. Brass is
Anyways,
bullying.
we're probably overdue here to end the stream.
No, 3.5 hours. No, I think we might as well go ahead and go to 4 hours.
No.
Oh, never mind. Oh no, we're 3 hours and 15 minutes. So never mind.
Yep, we are 3 hours in. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, at the end of the day, people will just be people. Top content creators cannot be relied upon to have the players in their best interest because they have too much to lose. So which only leaves us like the medium, small size creators, but we don't have enough support in our communities to make a difference. So Hoyoverse wins. Hoyoverse wins. All right, big fat W's for Hoyoverse all round. And it's in all content creators' best interest to align themselves with Hoyoverse, and for those who chooses not to, Hoyoverse is White Knights. Basically, at this point, it's like their assassins. We'll get the job done, right? Shitpost them, harass them, call them out on Twitter, and meme on them, while Hoyoverse on their side blacklists them, and eventually you fade into obscurity. That's really just how it goes. So the game will continue as is. It's best to, if you want to continue enjoying Genshin, to lower your expectations, enjoy the game for what it is. If you really, want to get whipped and slapped around a little bit, you can choose to go against the grain. Sometimes you might find yourself in a sticky situation, but if you're into that shit, that's a big W for you, isn't it?
As somebody who is into that shit and currently in the shit, it's not good. Run while you still can. It's not worth it.
If Soul says it, maybe it's worthwhile to give a double take once in a while at what you guys are working on here. All right, so people, let's not fight losing battles. That's Sun Tzu, Art of War says, pretty waifus, will serve you best when you don't screw with their masters. Sun Tzu, Art of War. All right? If you don't want Hoyoverse to fix your rates and make you lose 50-50s more than necessary, it's probably...
fucking convinced they're doing that to me. I've lost my last 7 50-50s in a row.
Well then.
Every 50-50 since Raiden Shogun's banner, which conveniently just not...
Is when you started uploading?
Yeah, I've lost 50-50. Also, I pulled 3 Chi-Chis on standard banner in the past month.
Yeah, I wonder why that is, chat. Let this be a lesson to you, okay? Let this be a lesson to you. Someone says skill issue.
God, that word has lost all meaning for me.
Anyways, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm gonna call you out. Maybe next time you could give me a little warning before you try to get me on call. You messaged me at fucking 11 p.m.
I mean,
no pretext.
I wasn't planning on it, but chat really wanted a reaction to your video, and I was like, oh.
Be like, hey, Soul, I'm gonna go live in like 3 hours. You want to join? And I'd be like, no.
No, but the thing is, I didn't have plans to harass you this late, but the chat wanted you bad.
Yeah, I noticed because as soon as I joined, everybody was like, "Oh my god, Soul's in chat, Soul's in chat."
And then there's like the 2 guys, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, actually, there were 2 guys in this chat the whole time. They were like constantly shitting on me.
I mean, hey, it's if you don't have haters of some degree, you're not doing things right. No, it's true. If you don't have people to oppose what you're doing here, you're probably just like too mid. Like not opinionated enough.
Technically, theoretically, the biggest person would be the person that has no haters.
No, mathematically, the biggest person should have the most haters.
Okay, you clearly missed the joke. If everybody in the world likes you and nobody hates you, then theoretically,
okay,
you're the biggest fish.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. Never wrong. Never
100% all the time. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. Maybe watch the rest of your Boku no Pico.
What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is Boku no Pico?
Okay, sure. We don't need to talk about that on stream.
Okay,
all right.
Nope. Oh. Oh my god.
Anyways, let me just put on my clown nose here so I can sign off
Hold
in
on.
character.
It is gay yaoi anime, and oh my.
Huh. We don't need to you know, spell it out on stream here, Soul. It's okay. It's okay. But we're looking forward to your full anime review here in a couple of days. Anyways, did he leave? He left. He just left. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time, all right? Today's Wednesday. I'll see you guys on Saturday. People, thank you for sticking to the end. I know it's pretty late for some of you guys. It's always a blast talking to you guys. I gave everybody a fair chance at coming in and making their points. Eventually, we did bring Soul on here, so I wasn't able to get like debate properly with everybody, but people were for the most part on the same page. So, you know, it's night. Soul's in my eyes. All right, Soul, don't need to play it up for stream. Go enjoy it. See ya, people. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Till then, urge y'all to stay safe. Peace, peace. Bye-bye.